The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft. Everyone fears something. Fear is built into us, and if you are really lucky, it will not consume you. There is a niggle at the back of your brain, reminding you not to hang your legs off the bed, not to look behind you as you run up the stairs after turning off the light. When passing a mirror, you hope it was only your reflection you see. That inch of movement you think you seen from the corner of your eye. That blood-run cold feeling you get for no reason. That is fear. Welcome to a look into the unknown, where fear is always on the cards. Welcome to Paranormal Patter.
Oh, it's me. It's me.
It's us.
It's everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Fee.
Hi.
How's it going, man? Welcome everyone to another episode of the Paranormal Patter. Where tonight we're chatting. It's not a subject that we've not covered before, but we feel that there's a wee bit more to be talking about here with these damn flying alien things that are
Alien.
alien things. Alien. It's think about it. It's like Ryanair, but alien air. Alien.
All right. You just made it up a word.
I've just actually come up with a concept there. See, when these aliens start breaking out in the sky, we just go like that. Oh, lads, much is it to Fiji?
Well, like £3, but you need to pay £4 for the toilet.
Bargain.
which, by the way, you can put in a coordinate, and it just whatever you do in the toilet comes out of the air, exactly that coordinate. I'm like that.
10 down the street.
I'm like necking all the water, just pissing everywhere, man. That's rain. That's rain. I've just figured that shit out.
I think we have gone down a tangent very
That's
quickly
rain.
here.
3 minutes in, and we've skyrocketed into rain.
It'll
Is
be one of those
Kevin's
nights.
alien piss.
Skyrocket. It's not even alien piss, it's our own piss.
Our own
Just
piss.
being
Aye, it's what
alien-
alien means.
they're just like the every except the piss actually arrives. Mick says, howdy chaps, howdy Mick, nice to have you in
Alright.
tonight. So we're chatting about aliens and the scenarios that have been happening. I don't know if everybody's been watching the skies or watching TikTok or whatever, but there's a lot of weird shit going on. So we went back and revisited that old documentary. It was what, 2017 or was it? I think it was
2017.
Aye, it's called Unacknowledged, which is quite smart. The guy that was greeting, there's no way he's talking crap. He's sitting greeting about it. Must have been like, you know what I mean?
Dr.
He's not getting
Dr. Stephen Greeting.
he's not getting like, is he dead?
No.
No, he's
Is he dead? Because
No.
if he's dead, it's
Which is
definitely real.
it's really surprising that he's not, to be honest.
I know. That
but-
goes into Marilyn Monroe and everything, man. I gotta wait to unpack everything.
yeah,
Lads.
there's a lot in it.
It's actually ridiculous how much is in it. It's only like an hour 40 long, which isn't really that long by modern standards for a documentary, but
No.
it crams a lot in there. Like, Fee,
does.
I don't know. Did you get a chance to see this? So
I don't.
No.
It was on Amazon, right?
yeah, I had to
No,
buy
see,
it on
I don't
Amazon
have it.
a long time ago.
Good, I
and
sent you a
ha-
link.
I happen to
Oh.
still have
It's
it.
also on YouTube for free.
Is it on
Wasn't it?
YouTube?
Oh shit!
I found it.
Mick says, was there no a boy from Livy that said he's seen a UFO?
Aye.
Aye, we done an episode
Yes.
on that. We
Yeah.
done a full episode on that.
I'll
He's
def-
dead now, but there's a guy that covers it. We try to get him on, Malcolm, for ages. He'll come on, just
I
he
know
doesn't
somebody
it yet.
who's like pal with a police officer on that case, and they said it was legit. And then I know someone else who knew Bob, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like for sure it happened." Like he was a straight guy, and yeah,
Hey, his sexuality should have nothing to do with it.
it's not I never thought of that.
So he was straight, so you should believe him.
I know. If he comes at you waving with two hands, bullshit.
He walks in with a rainbow t-shirt on. You fucking lied to us, Fee.
How did we find this week? Well,
I am no.
Clearly, it was
Well, I'm
lying
gonna
to you
try
as well,
not-
then.
I'm going to absolutely try not to like play anything that'll get us. Because every week I've got to fight against the system, man. The Matrix is after me like, so I'm going to try this week to not get us. Just to not have to fight. Just to not have to fight. So what I done was I turned to AI, right? And I was like, and I'm just going to upload these here while we kind of get ready to get into this. But I went to AI and I was like, oh, I want you to illustrate something for me here. Just to kind of get a feel for what they see my description. And I put in, can you basically create me an image that has a couple of BAMs for Glasgow being sucked up by a UFO? That's sucked up, not sucked off. Right? And I'll show you. The first one's this.
How would make Glasgow?
Right, that guy's got like a fish tank with a cat in it for a head.
What is his hand doing as
I
well?
don't know, but
It's like a
that could
tree.
totally be an album artwork. I'm going to write an album just for that. And the second one was more realistic. Oh no, man! Oh no!
Close encounter, Fud kind.
It's like a fun game. That's phenomenal, eh? That's phenomenal. So that was my wee attempt at some originality.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
Hanging in. Right, lads. So we've been sending each other in the group chat a lot of stuff that it's quite scary, man. Right? I'll maybe start off. Right, we're just going to, for the first wee bit, just chat a bit about what's piqued our interest again, and it happens to be content. We live in a world right now where it's like there's something happening. It's on TikTok and it's being shared and mocked and memed. But one thing that kind of came about was that lassie. It's like, I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker's not real. Right? It's a woman
That was
on a
very
plane.
impressive, Kev.
Thanks, man.
Did you have to undo the ball clamp to talk normally again?
Undo the ball clamp?
To talk normally. Aye.
Well, get this. I thought she looked very convincing, right? But what I've dug a wee bit into that, and they keep saying it says dude with a green hoodie. It's not. That's something completely different. So the dude with the green hoodie isn't that, and the guy apparently they're saying that a guy was blinking, but the opposite way. Again, that was a TikTok guy that said, "Oh, I was on the plane," and the guy looked at me. Those were all just folk trying to jump on it and say that they were there in order to jump onto that trend and get more views. So all we actually know is that she was on a plane talking to some motherfucker, and then she's like, "He's not real," and that's really it. Does anybody have any more information on what the fuck happened there? Because she looked genuinely terrified.
Yeah, apparently he turned to her and said he was going to take the whole plane down.
Why did you think he was a lizard? Because he said that though. Like,
But did she think he was a lizard? Where did
She never said that though. That's the thing.
Was that not on like the hashtag that you sent? It was like a lizard person or something.
Probably they just put in.
But that's not her video exactly.
Janice.
Oh, there's Janice. Oh, remember I thought Janice was from here, and I thought I knew her.
That's some alien shit right there.
Oh, that was really bad.
Nah,
I was like, oh, I went to school with Janice, right? I really recognise her. He did not.
Deal with Janice. Unlikely fee.
Very unlikely.
Be funny if it did though. Janice would have had to have been held back a lot of years.
What you trying to say, J-Mac? Lol, you never know. See, you
I
never
don't
Nothing we
really
haven't spoken
recognise your
about in the
face,
past.
Janice. I don't know why.
Maybe Janice was a teacher at your school, then
It's
left
a past
and
life.
went.
It's a past life.
At her
Past
school, there
life,
would have been
ooh.
like
And
proper
regression.
jocks.
Right?
At her school, there would be proper jocks with the jackets and that, eh?
Yes.
Now, varsity team, yeah, what?
Aye. I mean, we didn't get them. Maybe in an alternate room.
Oh,
We get something on
yeah.
that. What they get is the jocks and all that. It's like, you'll see you after school and my Ferrari my dad gave me. What we had, your mate like he has twos on that.
Which roughly translates as, "Hey, can I have the last bit of your cigarette?"
It does. It
And
does.
also selling wee bags of Haribo for £1 each.
Do you remember
was it
Fruit
Haribo?
Winders? Fruit
Was it
Winders
Haribo?
that had the wee
They
tickets
call them
you used
something
to
different now.
train.
They're not
Fruit
called.
Winders?
Aye, they're different now. You used to get a full, but now it's like 2 wee strips of fruit.
Oh, what?
What are we talking about?
I've
Fruit
lost it.
Winders.
Fruit. What, you mean
Fruit
the Kellogg's
Winders?
ones?
It was like a.
Yeah, Kellogg's Fruit Winder. They were rolled up and the tape had like
Yeah, you used to like
Big
give the
cartoons
takeaway
on
to
it.
someone, and you'd be like, "Oh, this is a ticket to my party."
I never had friends, so I couldn't
Fuck
do that.
me.
Aw.
And then everyone shows up and they're like, "Where's the party?" There's no party,
Yes.
so they just throw snowballs at your gran
Guess
instead.
it feels really old right now.
Oh
No.
man.
When I was at school, we had Fisherman's Friend and Weather's Original.
Hey, Fisherman's Friend are amazing.
Fruit by the foot.
Ew.
Fruit of the loom. God damn. Aye, so this woman was crazy. Or was she no? Because to me, she didn't look crazy. She looked terrified. But then again, I mean, you see, especially on social media right now, like there's people that are so triggered by emotion that they'll sit in front of a truck just a guy trying to get to his job that happens to be in the oil industry. And you get these dafties that are triggered by emotion that they'll literally lay down their life to sit in front of this truck. So would it be too much to assume that maybe she was smoking sand and got really thingy of it, or do you think it's real?
She
What was it
seemed
she said
too.
again?
I don't know. I would say that she seemed too cognitively aware. Like she
Yeah.
didn't walk while stumbling. Her eyes
Mhm.
weren't like, darting around or anything like that. She seemed very coherent,
Yeah.
but shaken up. So I would rule out the possibility of a narcotic episode, but there was definitely something that freaked her out.
Mhm.
That could have been anything. Like I was thinking about this, and Michaela and I have spoke about it a few times. Like it could have been like if you've got a bit of sleep in your eye and you wake up and you happen to look in that direction, there will be something blurry in that exact spot. And it could just be she's looked at him at the correct moment where that's there and his face is
I think
then
she was
blurred
talking
or-
to him though.
Aye, but I'm saying if you looked at that angle, it might have
Mhm.
caught it. It could have been anything, really.
Well,
Mhm.
mate, nothing surprises me these days. I saw something. I can't remember where I saw it. Right, but there was actually. I went down the rabbit hole after watching that, and it was some dude from I can't remember what year it was. Right, and he phones up a radio station, and he's like, "I'm telling you, I've just left Area 51, and there's these what do you call them, beings, right? And they can literally just jump in and out of different realms right in front of you, kind of thing. And they had a
Interdimensional.
and apparently what was happening was the powers that be, the elite, are building underground bases because they're going to literally like do in majority of the population. And he was like, I can't stay back and watch this. Like, and this guy was like proper shiting himself. And then
Yeah,
it
I've
got
heard
cut
the-
off.
I've heard the recording. It's, if it's acting, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it's not acting, oh shit.
Well, that ain't good.
So there seems to be a lot of stuff coming out now, not just through TikTok and things, but things actually being released by the governments of the world addressing the fact that UFOs are real and have been a thing for a long time. Why are we doing this? Why are they doing this now? What do we think?
To unite the population to avoid World War III.
Nah.
If you read or watched Watchmen, that's pretty much what they do. They're like, "Oh, he's all going to stop fighting, right? Cool, I'm going to blow half the world up. Now I'm your enemy, but you can't get me because I'm like a big blue guy and I can go to space." And they're like, "We're gonna get the big blue guy in space," and they stop fighting and they start going for the blue guy in space. And he's like,
I'm a
He's a
big
hero.
blue guy, I got a big blue cock.
"He does," and he uses it on what's her face.
I can't remember who.
She's in Rock of Ages. She's the lassie that Tom Cruise gets with.
I don't remember anybody in that film except Tom Cruise and
Who
Alec
sung
Baldwin.
really well, by the way. Who sung really well. Bye.
He was definitely auto tuned.
He's de-aged in every movie he's in now.
I know. Governments have been in contact with others for a very long time and are only coming forward now because people are calling them out. I think people have been calling them out forever. Well, let's go, J-Mac. Let's go back to our conversation with John Edmonds, right? Very sane man when you talk to him, like you and I, right? He's like, he's like, literally said to us on the episode, "Do you really think I'd be saying this shit?" He's like, "Do you not think I know how crazy this sounds?" It's like, "But I'm telling you, these motherfuckers were coming to my old house that used to be a brothel."
Aye.
And they
So,
did.
sorry, sorry guys, you're a few decades too late. You're not getting it here.
Don't you come you come any closer, I'll get my samurai out. And he did.
And I'll put a hole in you. So his story is or was really out there. God rest his soul, or whoever the fuck is out there puppeteering this absolute shit show we're in right now.
I know. Does it all seem like, why is it all coming out now, man? You've had like fucking billions of years, and you've got to wait till it's my time to start this with shit.
It's been going on for a long time, though. Like way back before the 1930s.
There seems to have been a big uptick in the amount of UFO sightings following the Roswell incident, which happened just after World War II, pretty much. So I think what's happened is, don't know if you know this, but America dropped 2 nuclear bombs on Japan, and it essentially ended the war. I know you know this, but I just thought I'd say that. That essentially ended the war. I just think it's funny that America thinks they get to be the police on nuclear weapons when they're the only ones that ever fucking use them. But I like the theory that those bombs triggered something in space and time. Well, like there's the aliens flying about, and we're just like, what'd you have for breakfast? What the fuck was that? It's like, we need to see what these guys are up to. They're up to any good, these humans. And they've come down and basically been observing and, in some instances, stopping us from using nuclear weapons. Now, these things are cool, man.
Yeah.
Good.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you, but was it not said and unacknowledged that these beings actually aren't here with ill intent?
No.
If they were, we'd
know by now.
Wiped out.
To assume we would stand any chance against them, right? Kind of defeats what they're trying to do to believe they're a threat. Like, in order for us to use any weapon that we could possibly have to fight off something like that, we'd have to put us, like, it would turn us to pretty much the same as the folk in the submarine.
Let's go there, Kev.
Right? Do you know what I mean? So it's like fighting a guy that's got no arms and legs. It's like, well, why would you even try?
Bob?
Try and be sound. Just be sound. Just try and be sound.
I think it's funny that the human, if not simply the American reaction to everything is, oh, we should probably make sure we can kill it. I don't understand this. Like, to me, a possible contact from another race, another being, has got so many possibilities and potential.
Yeah,
for us as a species. Aye.
But the thing is, though, like, as a species, though, like, your innate behavior is, can I eat it? Can I fuck it? Can I kill it? That's the three things you instantly assess with something.
All at the same time? Sign me up.
If it's big enough, aye.
I'm joking. Well, here's the thing. Well, let's just look at it from an alien perspective. Oh, what's down there? Oh, humans. Let's go and observe how they are. All right. They literally butcher and farm everything for their own needs, regardless of what it does to the planet, what it does to the species. They're greedy bastards that will literally go to an island and pretend that they're there to see their pal when really they're no. Right? You know what I'm talking about? They're going to look at us and go, right, is this really what we want to put our resources in? Do we want to teach these folks?
Are these people worth saving?
Yeah,
totally.
The thing is, the majority of us actually are. The ones that aren't are the ones that are pulling all the strings.
That's the irony, is the ones in power are the ones that make the call, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that power dynamic's slightly shifting, and it's occasionally very apparent that the general populace are able to sustain a developed government and run them themselves, but sometimes the general populace forget that.
Well, by the way, see if someone says to me right now, that's it, we're done with meat because we're stopped killing all the animals, right? You're going to eat vegan all the time, right? I honestly would be like, that'd just be like saying to me, do you want to watch something that you're not really into tonight? I'd be like, okay, fine. Here's the thing though, if the world chose to go down that route, right, give it 10 years and we'd all be just looking at vegan food as food because it would be that good, because there's no way we would be solely taking one thing and not making it better. So food would just be as good as it is now. I truly believe that. And that's kind of where I stand on that. I didn't like the idea of things getting hurt. And I kind of think this as well. Well, see if you gave a fish our brains and they were able to farm us, they would. So fuck these fish, man.
Yeah, fish aren't vegan either.
No, but if fish decided, here, we're going to come out here and we're farming all you motherfuckers and that, they would do the same to us. It just so happens that we're the ones that are able to do it. But any other species would probably do it. You don't hand, no other animal, correct me if I'm wrong, Keiron, will go, there's an opportunity to kill and eat. And goes, nah, that's probably got a family. They don't. They're just like, what, gamey. And they'll tan that. I've seen hyenas rip a bloody, this deer was given birth. It was like a deer. It's probably something else, right? Given birth, literally in the middle of giving birth,
I think.
right? And the hyenas were like, "I'll take that." Ripped it out of her, and they basically, like, 4 of them were pulling at it and ripped it to bits, and then tanned her. I was like, nobody can tell me that that we're any worse than they are.
Carhill can get quite wild at the orange walk.
Oh, man.
You were waiting on me finishing to say that, weren't you? Yeah, wow. But you know what I mean? So that I have a point, right?
Yeah.
We're quite shit, but we're just the best at being shit. They're all shit. We're all shit.
No, we are. We're the best
all
at being
shit.
shit in terms of being able to kill things, but our physical impact is far greater. And there are, there's plenty of animals in the world that fuck up their own environment, but without quite realizing we're doing it. The difference is we have a cognitive ability to understand what we're doing and still do it.
Aye, I know. It's like when I eat,
and
I
we
try
don't
not
have
to eat
to.
too much meat.
No.
We don't have to. This is again. This is like getting revealed at the end of this documentary. We're kind of dipping in and out of. So I'm not going to say it now, but there's so much that could be different just now at the flick of a switch.
Yeah.
But there's too much money involved in keeping things the way they are, which is destructive. As
my favorite, to be fair, my favorite one, and it's not said at the end, so I can say it because it's halfway through, and I know that because I only made it halfway through. Not for boredom. It's actually amazing. I just didn't have enough time.
I feel you, mate. I feel you.
The guy that came up with a car that runs purely on water, and then all of a sudden, all these patents, all these work just vanished. Like, that is just,
look at Tesla.
Not great. Well, Nikolai was just as bad. Nikolai was just as bad. Came up with some incredible things that harness energy, literally pull energy out of the sky, and it's really not that difficult to do, and yet it's not possible. You just take it all away because there's too much money and energy consumption.
Surely somebody now could just figure out what he was doing and just do
there probably will be. Like, look at how many of these people that are out, in the sticks that survive and create little, like, I don't know the best way to call it, an outpost is what I'll call it, like literally in the middle of nowhere, and survive, but run off of electricity and maintenance and all these things. The premise is the exact same. Some of the stuff that these guys come up with to harness electricity and create it and all that, it's just, it's taken from the very standards of it.
Yeah. I think the point is that we are actually, we should be so far beyond where we're actually at now in regards to energy.
Massive.
Like, wind farms are actually nonsense. Solar panels, nonsense. Yep. Obviously, fossil fuels, natural gas. It's all we should be and have the capability to be way beyond that. It's not being allowed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
For us. I know why. Germans. Yep.
The Germans.
A lot of the problem was, a lot of the premise was German. A lot of the German scientists came up with a lot of stuff.
That boy who died, what was his name again? Vernon von Braun. That's him. Vernon.
Please educate us.
Well, he was the dude that was basically a Nazi, and then once the Nazi stuff went away, right? Instead of smashing all the Nazis, they were like, "Oh, you motherfuckers are brainy, and you were way onto something, way ahead of what we are. Come and work for us." So that von Braun fella was like, "Yo, there's like 22.4 billion pounds in spending that's went on to who knows what. I'll tell you what it is. They're gonna trick you all into believing there's an alien attack to scare the absolute beheebas of you. Didn't believe it. I'm out of here."
Last Action Hero reference.
That's right, man. That's right. Here it is. Here it is. I knew you'd get it. David Falcon
Frank.
says, "What's the documentary called? The Unacknowledged, or is it just? No, it's Unacknowledged, isn't it?
No, it's unacknowledged.
Unacknowledged. Dave, you might well still be logged into my Amazon account. Go and
It's
watch.
called Unacknowledged, an expose of the world's greatest secret.
Aye.
It's available for free on Amazon.
As long as
on YouTube. sorry.
As long as it's about the money, it won't change. That's right, Janice. Amen, sister. Praise it. A lot of my heritage is German.
No,
Why am I no surprised, Janice? I'm sure if you go far back, we'll all be something or another.
I've put it out there. I've just fired it in the chat. Spread the word.
I'm
There
gonna
you go. So,
Clark.
jumping back and forward a bit here, but I think that there's a chance that the aliens detected we were using nuclear bombs. They were like, we need to sort these fuckers out. They're not only fucking up their own planet, they're fucking up stuff in space. So let's go down
What
and
if-
monitor this. What's that?
What if they just want to like watch what we? Oh, stop it! I knew he was going to do it, man.
I do what? Do what? Must have been a glitch.
So like, cancer kills humans. So what if we're meant? And that's like a natural thing. What if we're like the natural cancer that's going to kill the Earth, and they're just watching to see what's going to happen?
What if we're cancer?
I mean, you know,
To be
Let's
fair,
wonder.
Does diabetes get diabetes? Because if we're the cancer, surely we shouldn't get cancer. Because diabetes isn't like,
cancer's,
oh,
Whoa.
cancer's just the generic term for a group of cells that won't die.
aye. So what if we're like the disease that's going to take out the Earth, and they're just watching it to see it happen? That's what I'm saying.
Mate, do you know what's the scariest thing? Men in Black proper taught me a lot when I was a kid. Nod your head.
Yeah.
Right? So get this. They open that big door and we're a speckle of dust. Amazing
Amazing song.
Mate, that's the only thing I still think's class about Will Smith was that tune. Like,
Yep.
I can't, even when I listen to it, I'm like, still's a class
Still
tune.
good.
though.
Yep.
So that tune really slaps.
Oh,
That was a bit pasty, man.
but the thing is,
joke
the whole
is
thing
really
about like the Men in Black, you're right, is that the fact that it shows us how small we are and like what you don't know, and then like it's the conversation that he has with Kay, which I love, is like, you know, like, but understanding that people knew that the Earth was flat, and imagine what you'll know tomorrow. It's just phenomenal idea.
Do you know? If you watch Men in Black, not as a film purely made for entertainment, but if you watch it with our heads on, I bet you there's a lot of stuff in it that would really make you think.
I've not watched it for a long time.
Same.
There you go. There's a homework. There's a
Class
homework for the
another
week. There's a homework for the week.
Watch Men in Black.
Come back with the black shades, the black shoes, the black tie, and the black attitude.
We should dress up for the next episode. Next
Yeah.
in-person one.
J-Mac can become Will Smith. Is it okay I get you panel advice on my alien encounter?
Fire in, Filippo. Go for it.
We'll see.
I love this guy.
See
Yeah.
if it's about an alien probing you up there.
It's always about an alien
swear.
problem. Yeah.
I swear,
Guys,
man.
maybe it actually happened to him.
Okay.
And his way of dealing with it is to try and be funny when telling us, and we just like, get the fuck off our show. Waste no time. This guy's here for therapy. Let's help the guy. This is out of order. Filippo,
Right.
fill us up.
He says, I left nightclub very drunk. I then grabbed by 4 large black aliens and taken to their ship, which looked like White Ford van. Genius. Genius. Disguise. I then probed multiple times. Why did they do this to me?
I just heard the priest's mum's voice for the exorcist. Damn me, why they do this to me?
Right, the Cascus.
Oh,
Fee,
incredible.
you answer this question, mama.
Nah,
I'm joking.
nah.
It's like, no, I refuse.
Answer
Make me
this
dig all you
question.
want.
I
What-
don't
what
know
is
Maybe
the
it was
answer to
because
that.
you were lying.
Maybe it's because I know what it is. The Alien was like my favorite film's American Samurai, and they were like, "Oh, it's Mark Dacascos," and they're just like, "Get him."
Yeah, he is a wee
Awesome.
bit Dacascos-esque, isn't he?
Aye. Looks like he's about to hit me with a sword. Janice says, "I think there are many kinds of species watching us." Well, that's true. Owls, worms. Owls are a different
Jeez.
type of species.
They
The
are.
folk that didn't indicate. By the way, Somebody didn't indicate the day, right? And I'm like, oh, I could have went, yeah, so I just didn't indicate for the rest of the day. That showed everything. I was like, how do you all like it? I didn't indicate not once.
Oh,
Not
man.
once.
So
And if somebody was going to, eh?
A few weeks ago, I was nearly in a crash, right? Because I was pulling out a junction. The guy was indicating that he was coming into where I was coming out of. So I went, and he just ploughed straight forward, slammed the brakes on, proper tire squeal skid. And he looks at me like that. And I just went, your indicator's on, mate. He's like, what? It's like, your indicator's on. He went, sorry. it was the most jovial, almost crash and killed I've ever been.
Aye. God, that's mad. I started beating everybody because there's a roundabout, a specific one that nobody indicates. So you're just supposed to guess. And I was just like,
is it that wee one near Tesco?
Yes!
Yeah.
You know it?
Horrendous.
You know it?
Aye, I never indicate them. I always indicate.
I will
Have you
literally get out
guys-
and I'll pan somebody's fucking heathen for that shit.
Don't take me to your dealer.
Take me to your dealer. There's actually a good double entendre there. I think he's basically saying that Filippo's off, he's not on drugs, but also take me to your leader, which links to our alien conversation. Nice one, Mick.
Yeah.
Love it.
Have you guys seen that movie Unhinged?
With Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah. I have,
Russell
aye.
Crowe. Yeah, so
He's
I
still
will
doing,
never,
like-
I will never like peep at anyone after seeing that film.
No,
Do you know who
you
peeped at
can,
me
but
the
you
other day?
but you need to do the friendly beep. Remember you said that there in the film? You didn't even give me a friendly double tap. You
That's
full
right,
on
double
honked your
tap.
horn. So I'm going to
Do you
kill you.
know a driving instructor honked a horn at me the other day? Wankers, man.
Oh. Name and shame.
I don't know. I was just like, fuck these cunts. Aye,
Stop
proper-
swearing. You're going to get us demonetized.
And I'm like this. I'm like, you're a driving instructor. Do you know you're not supposed to beep at folk? Put them off.
If you're not supposed to be before, why's it got a horn? Like,
A horn is there solely to warn other road users that you are present if you're approaching, say, a blind bend on a country road.
Correct.
It is good to put
No,
your
it
horn
beeps somebody for
to
pulling
warn
in
that
front of
other
you.
people you're coming. That is genuinely the only reason a horn is
it is
supposed
the
to be there.
it's a
Who's
stupid.
followed the highway codes? Jeez.
I feel like it's funny when you watch movies and that folk just sit in traffic jams constantly honking their horns. What do you think's going to happen?
Aye, that and they're
All of a
driving
sudden,
straight. going like
5,000
this.
folk are going to go, all right, enough, mate, I'll probably move.
Hey,
They're expecting the scene from Bruce Almighty just to.
when they're driving straight, they're always moving their wheel. What's that all about?
I don't know.
Because
Old
if you're
American
doing that,
Actually, old American cars used to be like that. I remember my dad, back in 1996, we went to the States and my dad was driving his uncle's Buick, I think it was, that he had. No, even in 1996, the Buick he had was probably like 15 years old. And my dad was driving it on the motorway and he's like, fucking hell, the movies aren't even lying. It's like, these cars are shit.
maybe they just kept it going then, eh?
Yeah. So it just kind of grew arms and legs. So going back to the nuclear thing, right? Because I tried a wee minute ago and then we got sidetracked again by Filippo getting flipped up. So,
They
so
got flipping filled.
there was it was witnessed. There was a nuclear test essentially about to happen. The thing went up, the rocket went up, the warhead went up. A UFO then came above it, shot a laser beam down at it, went round to the side, shot a beam at it for the side, round the other side, shot another beam, and then underneath shot another beam, disabled it. It's like, guys, gonna stop using these.
Aye.
These aren't good for anybody. In fact, there's a film coming out soon, Oppenheimer. About
Yeah,
obviously
Friday
the-
21st.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it, but fuck Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Somebody
mean,
probably would have done it
aye.
eventually anyway, but why? Just why?
The thing is,
Why?
it wasn't quite. It wasn't developed for that reason. That was the thing.
What was it for? Cooking?
No, it was essential energy production. There was a whole idea was to try and create a sort of infinite potential of energy.
You're talking
And
to
somebody
you,
thought this will cause a lot of damage.
yeah,
Isn't it funny
Aye.
they're putting that out at the same time that they're trying to scare everybody?
It's always the same. It's always the same. It was funny that war was nice enough to wait till COVID was finished.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
As soon as COVID was over, it was like time for a war. It's like,
Aye.
I think that's a whole episode we could do and probably get banned for doing.
I'll get absolutely get banned for that. I'll get
Yeah.
banned for that. I'll get banned for saying Zelensky's a cunt. Right? I'm okay with that. Guy's a dick.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there's-
interesting.
There's a lot of things that we're not being told. Certainly
There's a
not in the
lot.
mainstream media.
There's a lot of things we're not being told, like the fact that he's banned an election and said, "No, I'm staying as prime minister until the war's over. You're not getting to vote." And everyone went, "Ah, that's all right. That's quite fair." No.
No.
Mm.
So has Big Vlad got a point then?
Also, no. But
I'm out here to say that Putin's a good guy, okay?
You're so good at that accent.
it just comes back to the same premise as what we were talking about earlier on. It's the morons in charge are fucking everything up, and we are pitched as one against the other, whereas in actuality they're all as bad as each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Fuck the government.
Yes, correct.
Anarchy.
I don't know if I'm up for
Nice.
all out anarchy, but I think I've said it before. I think being a politician should be like jury duty. Like you just get a letter one day, so you're your local politician this year.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Can you imagine we mental Davey as your local
I know.
politician?
I'd love to see some of the policies. Like if it's a 4-year term, it's like
Methadone Mick
right,
from
boys.
Still Game.
it's like know how the now you can buy bongs, but you can't buy weed. Guess what I'm doing for the next 4 years? You can buy weed, but no bongs.
In all fairness, Scotland are trying to be one of the very few countries in Europe, or as a continent of Europe, that will legalise all drug.
Now they're going to legalise possession for personal use.
Yes.
Not.
But isn't that
not-
what drugs are anyway?
Well,
Everybody,
but
everybody
it's
uses
not
it
local
personally anyway.
distribution. No, they'll end up with local distribution.
I'm
centres,
not
things
using
like
it.
that. But yes,
Yeah, basically the idea behind that is to not just take somebody that's clearly got some kind of problem where they're taking drugs and just throw them in jail and probably make their life worse than it has to be.
Well,
when
get
they could
this.
just focus on treating a person for such. And
I met
not
a fella the other day,
criminalise them.
and he said he's on like a amphetamine, right? That basically stops his ADHD and stuff. It basically says changed his life, meant he could focus solely on the one thing in that. And this guy's mega brainy, works for the government, great job, right? And he's like, basically, this is my job. He says, and it's just becoming better now with AI. There's another conversation we need to have, right?
Now,
And
every government is going to be checking what employees they know
aye.
that have got connections to you, and be like, "Do you know this guy? You on meth?"
No, it's all legal. It's legal.
No, I know.
Amphetamine. And get this, he basically said, it says it took him 5 minutes to find somebody that had done a crime, essentially a road traffic crime. And all he done was he coded something and put AI into it, and it went, "Trrrr, boom, there's your guy." And it was accurate as hell. And I was like, that is scary.
It's getting scary. It's scary if you're a criminal. If you're a decent person, nothing's really that scary if you're a good person. Do you know what I mean? Oh, government are spying on me. It's like, first of all, they're not. Second of all, what are you doing? That
What are you trying to hide?
on you?
Yeah.
You know?
Lander says weed is the treatment. And by the way, as someone that doesn't take, like, I don't need it, right? But
Yeah, you do.
Kevin, you are weed.
Yeah, you do.
right. Thing is,
Or methamphetamine. I don't know what one it is.
anyone, hey, I feel
Methadone
attacked.
Kev up there.
I feel attacked. Anyone that I know that's used it for any good reason to like sore backs and stuff, it's been phenomenal for them, right?
Yeah, it's
I think
actually worked as well.
It's like anything. You too much it. I've got friends that all they do is that, and it's hard to be around them because all they are is vegetation lazy, right? But if you don't go down that road and you maybe use it and you maybe enjoy it sometimes, I don't think it's bad. I think it's good for mental health actually. If you can let go, if that can help you let go. Janice says, if you lose me, it's because I got banned. Ditto, Janice. Ditto.
It's funny though, like when you look at people that really overuse weed, right? They all look exactly the same. They've all got obviously red eyes because that's a thing, but somehow, without getting their haircuts maintained, they just stay looking like fucking Liam Gallagher. And I don't understand how it happens. Not been for a haircut for 4 years. Hair's still only 6 inches long. Don't get it. Don't get it. And also, why is it whenever anybody gets on heroin, they get a Glasgow accent?
Because it comes very Glasgow.
That's what happens when you go
We're
naughty.
about to get a real life Amsterdam like in The Wire. I didn't watch The Wire, but a lot of my friends have gone to Amsterdam.
Wire's
for a very good reason.
fantastic. Wire's a very good
How
show.
the fuck? We are talking about drugs. We should be talking about aliens.
Yeah.
True.
Well, what is
I've
that?
seen that.
Can I
What
see
was
that
what?
again?
What happened?
Do it again.
What happened?
We've got some Disney subliminals going on here.
What? Fee! They've come for you, Fee. They've come.
Kev, have you made that as we spoke tonight?
He absolutely has. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Go back and watch, and anybody that can pinpoint the exact moment, you probably see me doing this.
That's class.
It is class, eh?
Why should
I was thinking about getting on a t-shirt.
The top
I
hat,
love, it's the top hat's amazing.
Right, Fee, why wouldn't you have a
should go as
top hat?
well. I'm like, why am I here?
Don't be silly. Fee, the floor is yours, my man.
Wait, if you look in the background, you can see it's a white van.
A white what?
A white van.
A transit.
It's a callback to Filippo's story.
Get what
No,
it is.
I know that's why I said transit. Janice went laughing my ass off. Ha 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 ha.
So
Janice
the
bullied me at school, okay? That's how I know her.
Janice.
That's why she's getting banned.
She's getting
I
banned.
know, I'm just banned her. She did say, if you lose me, it's because I got banned. By
Have
fucking
we-
Because
have
Fee just
ever-
outed you. That's
have
what,
we ever banned anybody for
yes, I
this
think we
show?
have.
a few of the wee dafties that come in via Twitch, but
Yes.
most folk, like, we can just put up with a
It
sexual
was
talk.
something Sonic, I think their name was. I remember what it was, but yeah,
Aye, Sonic. Something.
I don't remember. I
How
remember
sweaty am I, by the way?
It is hot.
Fuck
It's
me.
warm.
Thing is, because I'm doing the podcast, I have to wear my podcasty type hoodie, right? Even though it's not the one that we had made specifically because the color wash did it after one wash. But
Yeah,
this
on merch is awesome.
I love this hoodie. Fucking, it's like 18 quid at Primark. Nice.
Aye, it's
And
Stranger
it's
Things.
proper embroidered, by the way.
Aye.
It's embroidered. This isn't a
It's a
decal.
stick on. That's
Aye.
not an iron on.
Aye.
So
Back to
basically,
reality.
yeah, back to
Aliens, back to
the reality of the
I
aliens.
know, I
Aye.
know.
I think it's really narrow-minded of people to think that there's nothing else but us. In fact, I'd go past saying it's narrow-minded, and I'd go as far as to say it's fucking stupid to think that
Do you
there's
wanna-
nothing else out there but us.
Do you wanna hear
Those
a
are the people who
I know,
think like
you know.
aliens are like no, that humans are the superior race is ridiculous.
Nah, we're really not.
I
We're
know.
not even the superior
No.
race on this planet, let alone the others.
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know who the superior race are? The Germans. Had to be done. But I don't believe that, by the way. Somebody's going to take that out of context, aren't they?
Yes, they will.
Um,
Do you want to hear a wee?
I've just grown my hair back, by the way. Just grow it back.
Do you want to hear a wee? I say a wee story. I done it. I went digging earlier on, and I've gone properly down a fucking rabbit hole of how we are.
Look
Not,
at Kev's notes.
I know. This is one topic, and it's got fuck all to do with the actual topic itself. But this is just
Let's hear
proof that we're not alone.
Oh,
Ooh.
German.
Do you want to go down a rabbit hole?
Let's
Do
go
it.
down the hole.
So,
fully good.
oh Christ, right, okay. I'm just going to
Do you want
start.
me to make you big?
Yeah,
not
make him
yet.
big.
Not yet.
Make him
Halfway through.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. That was the wrong one. Wrong one.
So, as it stands, right, or as we understand life as itself, humans need, or life, there's 7 features of a planet that needed for sustained life, and that is the correct distance from their sun or their star, which is to do with atmospheric temperature stability. They have to be a regularly circular orbit or elliptical orbit, which is to maintain that sort of stability of their temperatures. A stable rotational axis, which gives equal distribution of heat, which therefore creates a more stable environment. You need a non-hydrogen rich atmosphere, which is exactly what we have, despite hydrogen being the most abundant element in the universe, but it's mostly in water on Earth. Most of our atmosphere is oxygen and nitrogen, mostly. I think it's 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, a bunch of other shit, argon. And then you need tectonic plates which move, which creates gravitational forces and existential gravity, along with a magnetic field. Those are the rough things that our planet is required in order to sustain life as we know it. Now,
No, isn't he?
no, it's no. But as it stands, there's 3 planets in our solar system that have that ability, or had that ability, and that is Earth, Venus, which used to have water, and Mars, which we know may or may not currently have water. We're not. So we know that it's possible within our own solar system, but trying to do it elsewhere is a lot more complicated. Now, in September 1959, a guy called Giuseppe Coccone and Philip Morrison wrote a paper published in Nature, which is one of the biggest published or most esteemed scientific publication companies, which was called "Searching for Interstellar Communication," which was the basically one of the groundbreaking interstellar communication hubs. And basically what they said was that radio telescopes were now powerful enough to pick up transmissions from extraterrestrials, and suggested that it would be transmitted at 1,420 megahertz, which is the radio emission of stable hydrogen, which we've already said is one of the most common elements in the universe. And it's not even, so basically they came up with this theory that it would work. Now, following from that, 2 months later, in November 1959, Professor Shapley, I'm not really sure, from Harvard, basically said through his estimations that the universe is roughly 10 million, which is 10 to the power of 18, with 18 zeros behind it, suns. Now, that's how many suns. Now, each sun obviously has rotating planets or exoplanets and gaseous planets, whatever, floating around it. So roughly, that would be an estimation of a million, which would have the correct combination for sustainable life. Now, what then happened after that was a guy called Dr. Frank Drake, who actually just died last year, which was really quite sad. I learned about him. I made me quite upset. Cool, he's a cool motherfucker. Basically, he took this logic and kind of he took this logic for what was defined within our solar system from the sun and figured, well, how can I apply it to what's establishable within the Milky Way, which is our galaxy? And then what he also did was create an equation which has been called the Drake equation, which is an estimation of how a planetary system would be required or what's available and all these. I'll get to the actual equation in a minute, but it's really fucking cool. So in 1961, he basically, in an attempt to try and present data to a group of people, which was actually the first scientific meeting of the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, which is SETI, for anyone that's looked that up. So he was basically part of the founding group of that. In an attempt to try and encourage communication, he started this equation, wrote it down on a scrap bit of paper on the back of a fag packet or whatever he did. Actually, I love that phrase.
So
to try and basically encourage communication, and basically what he had wrote on this then became his standard formula, and then it got transpired through the media. And also the group SETI had people like Stephen Hawking and Nikola Tesla were actually already a part of it, which is linked to an earlier conversation, and I'm taking that as a fucking win. Now,
yes.
The equation itself is actually, it's quite long. I'm going to talk about it, but it basically is there. And I'm not going to bore you with it all, but basically what it does is it's a measurable equation which comes up with the possibility of abiogenesis, which is the process of creating biological life from non-biological elements. So basically taking things like carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, or whatever, and creating a physical living being or thing or whatever. And it takes into consideration the rate of star formation within the area, which his was the Milky Way. The fraction of those stars that have planets, and then it's the average number of planets that can support life. Then it takes into the fraction of those planets that could contain life at a certain point. Then it takes the fraction of planets that actually will then go on to develop life. Then it takes a fraction of intelligent life that develops from the life of potential planetary signs that would then create activity signs that we could then see. And then there's the length, the time in which the magnetic fields and all that are stable enough for life to develop in a way. Now, that is really quite neither here nor there. I'm not going to lie to you. I spent too many hours reading through this today, and I properly went down a wormhole. And then I did some maths and everything.
Documentary, but that's fucking stuff.
I know. Well, just wait, man. Just wait. I did some maths and I actually scared the shit out of myself. So. So basically, this thing became the Drake equation, and it basically ends up with if the letter N, which is the abiogenesis, what you're trying to measure, ends up less than 0, then we end up with a phrase or a statement that was classed as the lonely Earth theory, which is the one about how there are so many planets or so many potential planets, but nothing we can actually measurably see, which is also called the Fermi paradox. Now, these are all things that we spoke about in the past and crop up in quite a lot of documentaries upon potential alien, being around. But one of the things that really quite struck me is if we take the current data from NASA's basically measurements of planetary, I'm going to call them planetary formations within the Milky Way, then we end up with is basically 0 with a bunch of so it's 11 zeros and then 91. So it's point way like it's like a 4. Oh Christ, how many 100 millionth of a percent of the potential chance of life existing, which can't actually be true because we exist. So therefore, the math actually fucks itself over. But yeah, so we know that there's the potential risk of a lot of things. I'm nearly done. I'm on the second last page. I've paraphrased a lot of this shit, but really, I got really into it. So it doesn't account for things that are quite obvious. I say obvious, not obvious to us, but they're obvious if the formation stuff. It doesn't account for the potential of colonization. As if there is intelligent life, what's the odds of them being able to colonize another planet, which would then be a measurable thing that we could then look and see, oh fuck, there's things over there because we've seen them move and we've seen the activity. It doesn't account for something called the repetitive factor, which is if we have civilizations like the Mayans and the Incas and things like that, then they die off and then your modern civilization is formed. It doesn't account for the possibility of that occurring and how long that distance takes, because your measurements now could be different from when in the quiet period or whatever. But be all and end of all this that basically freaked myself out as is it basically works out as that there at the moment that there's a potential between, depending on the numbers you take or what you take them from, but roughly there's a number between 100 to 200 billion potential planets within the Milky Way alone that have the potential to dominate life, which is why the Fermi paradox exists, because we will have that possibility. Then why have we not seen them? But the bit that really freaked me out is that's just the Milky Way, or the Milky Way, which is our galaxy. The nearest habitable planet to us is what's it called? Is Proxima Centauri B, which is 4.2 light years away, which means it would take 4.2 years traveling at the speed of light to get to that. Now we can't travel that.
So we're not going. We're not going.
So we can't travel that far. But again, if the technology that J-Mac was talking about earlier on actually came to fruition, it's entirely possible. But that's the our solar system. But if you look at what's available in the observable universe, which is, for a better term, fucking massive, it basically works out as Christ, where did it end up as? It's 700 quintillion potential planets.
Completely.
Now, I had to work out what that was to make that as a measurable number, because it's not a number that we ever deal with on a regular basis. So transferred it into seconds, and I'm going to give a breakdown of how many 700 quintillion is. So 7 million, so I'm going to diminish that. So 7 million seconds is 2 months. 7 billion seconds is roughly 222 years. 7 trillion seconds is 221,968 years. 700 quintillion seconds is roughly 222,000 million years.
And yet we know it exists. My question to you this, right?
We know that number exists, but the actual proof of alien technology existing within that it's basically a 50-50 premise that we know it does, but we can't see it, or it doesn't. And that's
what fucking Jesus.
It's the Fermi paradox. That's what it's called. So there you go. That was my afternoon, and I've now scared the shit out of myself thinking there's 700 quintillion planets, but we somehow are the only ones here.
I think on the count of three, can the three of us just 3, 2, 1.
Thank you guys.
What I
It's
didn't
been
get
a good
though,
show, folks. I'll see that.
is how do we know so much about space and how far away it is, and there's a big Milky Way in that, and Nacon's ever been?
How
Well,
can we actually?
because we
Telescope.
don't need to. The thing is, we don't need to.
Oh, we don't need to. All right.
No, it's not what I mean. But what I mean is, like, there's a difference between being able to see out into the sky, because you're looking at time variability and you're looking essentially into the past. Because by the time light gets there and whatever, the bigger distance you look, the further into the past you are.
Yeah.
But when we're looking at what I was talking about there, when the guys were talking about having to get telescopes that are able to see things, what you're looking for is light refraction, which would break down when you looked at the parameters of it, would give you the elemental light refraction, essentially coding for each of those elements being within that system. And that's how we're able to tell the ones, even the ones within the measurable galaxy, of what ones contain the correct elements and what ones don't. It's the amount of light they give off and what wavelength that light is.
Yeah.
But again, all of the lights we look at, the further we look, the further in the past they are, which means
Sketchy.
that we could also be looking at something that was, 500 million light years in the past.
Mhm.
Where the fuck are they at now? And
Yeah.
the flip side to that,
I was going to say all that.
yeah, sorry, mate. But the flip side to that is the same as the other way around. When people look at us and they're fair distance away, or people, wherever they are, they look at us, they are also looking however many years in the past. And all it takes is going 80 years into the past. And you're like, yeah, fuck them. Just leave them alone.
That's very true. That is very true. I remember a tweet from, it was one of these tweets like, can you believe how stupid people can be? And I think it was some daft wee American girl was like, if China are 12 hours ahead of us, why didn't they warn us about 9/11?
Oh, jeez.
Genuine
That was
tweet.
coming.
Oh, you know what? That's why the aliens haven't saved us. They're no fucking worth it.
Mate, Keiron was choking before you finished the joke, so he fucking seen that coming, man.
I love that joke.
He's 12 hours ahead of you. Matthewman says, all our gents, do you think we'll ever see aliens in our lifetime? Me and Jay maybe don't have as long as you other guys, though.
Oh no, apparently I've got till I'm 87, then affording a flight of stairs, according to that Daniel Jackson.
Well, we've figured this out, mate. You're going to live in a bungalow. Don't worry about it.
I think we will. I think we will. I fucking hope we will. I think if we can see that, I think, unlike what the false flag government initiative would be to stage the alien attack. I think that if we were to actually get an alien visit, I think it would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah. No, I think it's entirely possible.
I hope it's like Mack and me. Like the aliens are just know what we
Well,
thought
see,
they were.
this is another thing. Like we're kind of indoctrinated for the most. We're indoctrinated for the most part to through media, TV, movies to think that when aliens come, it is going to be a hostile thing. Look at films like, obviously, Independence Day, like Battle of Los Angeles, Day the Earth Stood Still, all that shit.
E.T.
I enjoy those films, right? Alien. I enjoy those films, but I love the films where the aliens are nice. I love E.T. I love Starman. I love Mack and
Mack and me.
Aye, and Mack and Me is fucking terrible. I still love it.
My
It's
favorite
just-
Martian.
Never seen it
yeah.
because I'm too old.
Christopher Lloyd and Elizabeth Hurley and Jeff Daniels. Great wee film.
Aye. Elizabeth Hurley, you say? I shall watch it.
She's very bratty in it. Like, I'm telling my daddy. That.
I'm your daddy.
Calm me down.
I knew it was coming.
That's what she said.
There is a Matthewman comment in the here. Mick just says J-Mac and me. Matthewman, motherfucker, you have to make it happen.
How you know thought of that one before?
I know, right?
We need to get me Mick on the podcast, like.
I know.
Paul's
says, I was all right.
I love Paul, and Paul. It's actually brought up in Paul. It's like they're like, "Oh, you look exactly like I thought you would." He's like, "Well, fucking duh."
Yeah.
We've been getting drip fed to you for years, so you don't piss yourself when you see us, motherfucker.
Janice, her comments have been getting snatched by damn aliens, man. Look, there's a few more. Look, I just don't know what she's saying.
Oh,
Janice,
weird.
tap 3 times if you're there.
Hello.
Maybe she actually did get banned.
No,
Get
she
this.
wouldn't be able to talk.
I know they're mid-ban. They're literally snatching the words off it. See, they were saying in that documentary, Unacknowledged, that they're doing things that us humans can do to proper scare the shit out of you with the mutilations of cows and the crop circles. I thought there was many folks out there saying, "Yo, I ain't never seen this done by no human before." So what? Can it be done by humans? I mean, anyone can mutilate a cow. Right, just pay a wee Ned 50 quid and a chippy, and he'll take a glass bottle, and that cow will look how it looks in the next day, right? But
That
the crop
cow got
circles-
glassed and no gun leaves here till you find out what gun.
Lol, avatars aren't coming though. Aren't coming through, huh? Cow tip.
Tipping.
Cow tip. Cow tip. I get it. Oh, sorry, it's been a long day. J-Mac, what are you talking about? I just wanted to tell you. Unbelievable, man. I'm reading the private chat.
That's literally all I wanted to do. I'm just saying in the private chat, it's nothing to do with our conversation. This was private chat, Kev. I just wanted to type that word.
Smashing.
Closing the title, to be honest, you know.
So I've seen weird shit in the sky. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it was a dark storm. No, I was cycling once through Mid Calder in an early morning, about 5 a.m, heading to work with you, J-Mac. And I look up in the sky and there's some weird lights moving at some weird pace. Like, no, something I've ever seen. Something a plane, I don't imagine a plane could do. And then it just fucking went, see ya. So I've seen weird things, but how do I know this? It could be somebody's drone for all I know. It could be a government thing that we don't actually know because they're not showing you everything. Well, look at that sub. By the way, that sub that exploded down at Titanic. Even James Cameron was like, "Yeah, we all knew they were dead. Right? They've got and stuff, but yet they let us all believe they were alive. They had search parties that they wasted so much money, all because the reason they never said, by the way, we heard it. They fucking popped like a thingy toothpaste. The reason they never said that is because they don't want to give up what they've got. They don't want you to know what they have and how easily accessible. They're listening in the fucking sea. You think they don't know what we're saying right now? They can hear you getting imploded in the sea. Doing it at Titanic. And what we think that they don't know what the fuck we're saying.
Well, they know what we were saying because we're putting it on the internet.
Don't have to try so hard, but they're listening. They're listening.
Well, yeah. I always find it really, really insane that like trying to convince somebody that you're always being listened. Like, no, you're not. And I'm like, really? Do you think like Alexa or OK Google, like they don't listen all the time and they just happen to turn on the second you say the word, or do they know you're listening and they're waiting for you to say the correct words?
I was at my mum's caravan this weekend, last couple of days, and they had Monopoly in the caravan. I was like, do you know what? We'll play Monopoly.
I played Monopoly a couple of days ago.
There we go.
Yes.
We should have been playing it together. So we're playing Monopoly, and then I swear to God, man, the next day, adverts on Facebook for Monopoly Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. But here's the funniest one I'd seen. It was like, Siri, what's the weather to be like today? Siri responds, your microphone is not activated.
How did you know?
Get this, I got in my car the other day, and it happens all the time now. I sit in, put the seatbelt on, and my phone goes, bing, and it's maps telling me. It knows where I'm going. It was like, it should take you approximately 11 minutes to get to the gym. I'm like,
mine never says that.
The thing is, that's quite easy
it will take
to tell.
me approximately 11 years to get to the gym, and by then it's going to be fucking too late.
Oh, damn. He says,
no, the thing is, that's quite easy to be able to program. Like, all it is repetitive movements to GIS, and you know where you are. Like, it is. I remember reading a thing, and I can't remember how we got to it, but it was basically this notion of through, like, some private investigators were able to establish who in a company, because they targeted this company, did it at a test group, in this company was cheating on their partners based off of who their GPS location was next to on a more frequent basis.
And
like that, the heart rate. Like that's so easy to do. Like, and yet, you know, like again, it's pretty simple. Like James said, like, if you just don't be a dick and you're all right. Like, it's not
exactly.
Look at me hiding under Janice's comment like that. Lol, I saw something in the sky about a month ago. Broad daylight, only 2 clouds in the sky.
If you do that again, that was actually really funny. Just to the specs and then back up.
Very large object and very bright. It went onto one of the clouds and never came out the other side. It was just gone. Man, whereabouts are you again, Janice? Ross says, I don't know if it's been discussed already, but do you think all these home caught footage images of UFO experiences are the worst quality ever? Most mobile phones have incredible zoom and 4K. Surely there must be. Hey, we spoke about that, especially when it comes to ghosts as well. It's like, oh my God, there's my granddad on a fucking tatty phone. Yeah, I think we're able now to fucking really
But-
capture shit, but we are capturing a lot of good stuff.
The thing is, there is capturing footage, but also it's the same thing as well. And I think we spoke about it when we did some of the ghost stuff. Is that what if they don't want us to be seen? So their method of staying hidden is to fuck your footage. Like if they're able to disable, a nuke,
Typical man, eh?
well, if they're able to
Fucking
disable a
knew you'd
nuke
do
by
that.
going past, they're quite easily able to distort a photo enough to make it look unintelligible.
It's like I just
Yeah.
battered Hulk Hogan, but the aliens fucked to the footage, so you'll never see it.
Hmm.
Did you?
Do you know, it still annoys me how much fake shit there is out there, though. Like I saw one the other day, and
Yeah.
it was like it had that voice over it that was really annoying.
Oh
you know that voice,
no!
right?
I
And
know
it's-
who
it's
he
like-
is.
It's like
I know who he is.
a passenger on an airplane captured this object to the side of the plane. It seemed to do the blah 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 blah, and I commented on it saying, "Only one passenger filmed it.
That's
That
if I
passenger
remember
is faking
correctly.
shit."
If I remember correctly, that's a YouTube channel called Chills. That's the guy
Fucking
that does
chill
that,
the fuck off.
and that's him. And it's called all of his things. And I seen it. It was incredible. And you're like, oh, go and just get to fuck.
Ross says, "Did any of you watch the McDonald tapes? It was
Yes,
circulating YouTube for a while. It disturbed me."
Quality burgers. Like,
Oh, was it?
I have seen them.
So it was a prank.
Mack and me.
Big Mac and me.
Well,
Do you-
Mack and me was a McDonald's sponsored movie.
Burger King foot lettuce.
That's right. Burger.
Burger King foot lettuce.
That was basically it's a clip that was taken from it, and it went everywhere.
Foot lettuce.
Honestly, Kev, you'll be able to find it. It's just a Burger King foot lettuce. It's fucking awful.
I actually, believe it or not, right? But I don't see. Do you know the only thing I've been binging recently? I go on and I'm like, okay, TikTok, where it's at, right? So I go on TikTok and I'm like, UFO. I see some mad shit of this big fucking face in the sky, and I'm like, right, next. And then it's that dude. Then it's that dude that runs out his car and starts punching the window, and I scream every time. And folks start singing shit, and I get lost in laughter, and I'm like, I can't do this, man. I can't. This just it knows how to distract me. It's like it doesn't want me knowing stuff. So it's like here's stuff that will make.
What do you
laugh.
mean?
And by the way,
You mean 10-second videos are meant to distract you? Fucking
no,
hell.
let me tell you something. Right, I love a good laugh, right? And I think the algorithm was quite pish at giving me what I want. I had to really search to laugh. Like, that's not that funny, right? But get this, right? Recently, the algorithm's been on point, right? Every next video, I'm like, ha ha ha! I think they know, right, that our podcast here, right, reaches the masses, and we're waking everybody up. So what it's doing is it's like,
The
right,
Catholic
lads,
Church.
let's turn the algorithm right the way up and give him what he wants, and it will distract him. And they're right, it is. I'm seeing folks snap their legs on that, and I'm just like screaming, man.
Mate, I've just had a really weird thought. What if it is literally reaching the masses every Sunday? It's like, thank you for coming here today. I'm going to read a passage from John 17. Then we're going to watch Jibber Jabber Podcast.
That'd be phenomenal.
That'd be incredible.
It would.
That would be phenomenal.
And also, we talk less shite than the fucking priests, which is
that's true. That's true. Ross says, I'm not sure it took place during Thanksgiving, where a family are recording their time together, and meal and electricity goes off, and the aliens invade their home.
I've seen
that
it. I
sounds
don't know
quite
if
funny.
I
That's
don't
the
know
Mc-
if it
that's
was
the
fake or not,
McPherson.
but
That's the McPherson tape, and it is
McPherson
completely
was good.
fake.
yeah,
Is
it's-
It's a
Oh,
film.
Ah.
It's widely
good
known
film,
that
though.
it's a film. It was actually the first one that came out was called the McPherson tape, and it was done with basically no money. So they kind of remade it, but still made it like a found footage thing. But this was like 1995, maybe. So it was just after the Blair Witch, if not maybe around the same time.
Do you
So it
wanna
was still in that kind of space where people weren't quite sure whether these films were real or not. And I swear to God, I think it's called Alien Abduction. The McPherson tape is what the
it's the
remake is
official
called.
title's called, yeah.
And I swear to God, man, it is properly freaky. It's a really, really well done found footage film. But yes, it is fake, but they've got this lovely touch at
Do
the
you wanna-
end where it shows you missing photos for everybody in it with a phone
Yeah.
number to call.
Ooh.
And it's
Mm.
absolute genius.
Do you want
But
to know
it's-
a really good story about it?
Aye.
I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I watched that with my big sister, who's about 5 years older than me, and our babysitter when I lived in Aberdeen. And there's a part in it where the aliens, how they get around us, whatever, how they know they're trying to like track to and whatever, is they've basically got a red light that basically shines up and shines around the house. Basically a red laser pen with a big spray on it. It's essentially what it is. That scared the absolute shit out of my sister. So much so that for
You got a
years
laser
after
pen?
it, I used to chase her with red light at night.
Ah, you evil little genius. Evil
But
genius.
it is. I
Can
rewatched it. I rewatched it last year, and it is still as good.
It really is. It's a really clever little film. I
Yeah.
really like it. And the acting in it for a found footage film is, again, pretty fucking good.
It's just the wee girl like drawing the little fucking thing, and she's like, "No, it's okay, Mum. They just want to be friends." You're like, "Oh,
No.
not
Like,
allowing
you
that."
creepy little bitch!
Get it on at the
Aye.
cinema, Kevin.
It's actually really good. I'd
It is
recommend
good.
it.
It is
I
good.
will.
Can I just say before you read this comment, Kev,
Mm-hmm.
before you read this comment, we have a comment from Todd A. Surprise. First of all, that's his real name. He's not trying to shock us. Woo. Right? Second of all, this guy was the contributor to our most successful video to date on YouTube and the whole podcast history. So thank you, Todd. Kev.
This is a Hall of Famer right here. Todd. In fact, J-Mac, you read it out. You read it out.
Do you want me
for the
to?
man.
Okay.
Aye.
Kansas City, Kansas watching. Used to listen to a guy here in the States, Art Bell, when I worked the night shift, who broadcasted for years. And that is the guy you were talking about earlier on, Kevin. That was the show that guy called into when he said he was just at Area 51. It was the Art Bell
Oh my
show.
god.
Mate, I feel like shit's kicking off here.
Serendipitous.
Yeah.
Aye,
Love
it was Art Bell, that's right. Aye.
I know.
Todd, absolute legend. He says about everything UFO, ghosts, paranormal. That's right, we kind of covered that a wee bit. And Tatty Soup, the man himself, says you've seen that video of the lassie that freaked out on the plane after seeing anything.
See, lizard.
Wait, watch
Yeah.
for the start.
Well,
Fucking Tatty Soup. Watch for the start.
I don't know, right? We covered that at the start, my man. However, I think we did kind of
If you can't get here in time, don't be here at all.
we figured right, Jamie. We kind of
Jesus,
figured
Jamie.
out that
You'd make an excellent 80-year-old woman. It's amazing.
what do you mean would?
Hey,
Make
you're
an
boiling my
80-year-old.
fucking gear. Trying to go, next time I come out, it's getting stabbed. And if you come out to get it, you're getting stabbed.
We kind of figured it out, really, that I don't think he was a lizard. I don't think that was ever said. No, pay attention, J-Man. Pay attention. The boy, the lassie is saying that the boy was a lizard. That motherfucker, not real. She's like,
It's just
that's the way she says right now. Like
Do you realize you sound like Mickey Mouse?
No, that's you're not wearing no purity rings, huh?
You ever seen the,
right now,
did you ever see the old?
motherfucker is not real.
I don't know if that's more or less disturbing than the Mickey the Mouse episode where he was making Swiss cheese by sticking his dick in blocks of cheese.
And that's us banned again. They track your face to see what-
Fee, I
Yeah,
am telling the
you know.
100% truth. It's on
Right.
YouTube. One of the really old, like maybe for the 30s, an episode
Steamboat
of,
Willie version. Yes.
yeah,
Right, okay.
that Steamboat Willie being the fucking operative word here.
Oh my god.
He's in a cheese factory making Swiss cheese, and he's literally taking blocks of cheese and ramming his cock through it and moving it on. I
And that
swear to God,
produce
check
Swiss
it out.
cheese,
It's
right?
disturbing. It is disturbing.
Oh man.
Lander says they.
That is
track your
paranormal,
face.
jeez.
Who's they? And why are they tracking your face?
It's they, them.
They
It's they, them. They're tracking my face.
Ah! Aye.
I'm not that bothered about privacy.
right.
I've made,
No,
I've
no,
made
she's
that clear
talking
in our
about-
conversations.
She's talking about the Instagram and all that. They'll never get me. They'll never know I was laughing. I have such a distinctive laugh where I'm like you miss it if you don't.
You miss it.
Thing is, that's how I know. That's how I know Kev's concentrating on something else, because I'll say something that should make him piss himself, but he goes, "Hi, class," and that's how I know he's doing something else.
Aye, pretty much.
See, he's done it again. What are you doing?
no, I think pretty much. But sometimes, if I'm concentrating on something, hey, I had a weird dream. I don't know what this dream meant, but I had a dream. We were interviewing someone here on the podcast, right? But as we were interviewing them, kind of how I'm usually mega prepared on this side of things. All the logos are done, and it's all right. None of that was done, and the podcast had started, and I was like, and they're talking to me, and I'm trying to keep the conversation going while like writing down like this week we'll be chatting. It was like my worst nightmare, man. Aliens are probably.
I have dreams like that. I've got real problems being late for things, and sometimes like if I wake up and it's no time to get up for work and I fall asleep again, I just have anxiety dreams about being late for work. Now, it's not through like the scenarios and the dreams are so weird because it's like I'll be going, right, okay, it takes me 45 minutes to get to work. I've got an hour and a half. Right, cool. Then I'll sit down. All of a sudden, it's 5 minutes till I need to get to work, and I'm in Aberdeen for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, you're naked. And I'm like, why have I got no trousers? I should have brought trousers.
I'll go to work naked all the time anyway.
No, I've had dreams like that, though. Oh, no, I used to work for you. Why do you think our friendship lasted so long? Jordan with a shit.
Oh, remember that? That was good.
I know.
Yeah. So, remember we were supposed to be talking about aliens?
We were. It's all hand
We
in hand.
technically did.
It still is. We're
Right.
talking about how the algorithm of social media wants me not to see it. If I go into Instagram right now or whatever and I type in UFO, it's like the first one will come up and it's like a really fake one to then make me go, ugh. And then the next thing cheers me right up. It's somebody pushing a shopping trolley with his pal in it, and then he goes that way and the shopping trolley just ends up off a cliff or something. And I'm like, let me just watch that again. There's
Like,
one that had, there is a video.
Somebody just died. Ah!
There is a video, right, that had me fucking screaming for like ages.
Why don't you find it and share it?
I will, right? I know.
Instead of just describing it, just find it and share it. We can talk amongst ourselves, and you can
I've
pretend
got
you're
it
listening
here.
for the next 3-4
Right.
minutes till you find it.
No,
right?
I've got it here, right? And I know I said I wouldn't do this, but this is worth it, right? And it really got me. It's the caption. I'm probably sent it to you privately, and I'll share it right now. It's a TikTok, right? And this is the reason I'm going to show you this. Isn't it to stray from the subject? It's purely to go, they're onto me, and this is how I know they're onto me because they gave me stuff like this when I'm trying to find real stuff, right? So can you see that? You see that, aye? It says, when you start hitting her with them slow strokes, right? Can you hear it?
Yeah. First time ever, Kev.
Oh, well, that's you.
Keep holding it like that.
Oh! 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 Man, oh! Oh!
I can't, I need to stop it. I need to stop it for a fucking pop of blood vessel. How fucking funny was that? Oh!
Aye.
I need to breathe. You see what I mean? This is what I'm up against.
It's like you type in UFO and all of a sudden you get a granny with a firework.
So I'm fucked. I'll not find anything with substance. Nothing. This is what they keep giving me. So,
Technically, somebody may have reported that as multiple UFO sightings. I saw a UFO and every time I saw it, I heard, oh!
How brilliant was that?
Where
though,
did Fee go?
She's there.
Fee? Where did you go?
Fee, are you there? I'm caked in bloody Brewdog, man. Caked in it, and I can't even
I
go
like
in the
it.
smell. Thanks, man.
This episode is proud to be sponsored by Brewdog.
I wish.
We should probably give them a shout. Just proper wing it like we're the big cheese. Well, by the way,
Hey, I worked with them.
hey lads, I don't mean to act the big balls in that here, eh? But we're kind of hunting aliens. By that I mean like we chatted about them a few times to folk. Do you know what I mean? I'd
To
go
be
for it.
fair, I know the guy. Well, I know them. I know I've met him. James.
Yeah. Give him a shout, man. Let's get us all here sponsored. In fact, if it's going to be sponsored by anything, it's Henry Weston. AJ Mack. Without fail, man. 5 years now. Where did Fee go?
Don't know.
Figaro.
She's
Where did Fee go?
I know. She's rude. Oh, there she's back.
rude.
Fee's disgusted, lol. It says device not connected. She's there, but device is not connected.
She's,
Yeah,
she's
feet.
black.
Yeah, she is.
Fee,
Oh.
did
For
you
some
leave
reason-
because you
there
were
we go, there we
disgusted?
go.
Oh no, they've got Fee.
Oh, no,
she's
they
broke
have.
Fee. They've broke Fee. Here, I know a quick fix. Hi lads, I'm back. I was just nipped out to put my hat on. And while I was
The
there,
alien shoved me into a transit.
sorry, Fee, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Fee?
She's not having a good time.
She using your old PC by any chance?
Unlike Filippo.
Wait, are you back? I can see you guys again.
We're
Okay.
back. We've been here the whole. We were
I
always
know.
here.
Wait,
were
am I
here.
moving in live action?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, how
It's
was
still
it?
animated.
that was it. Yeah. So while you
what
guys were, when you guys had that video on, I also had that Steamboat Willie thing on, and I think it just crashed everything.
Oh no, man! There was too much.
So,
Too
so
much,
you literally crashed your own show just to watch Mickey Mouse put his dick in a bit of cheese.
I don't
Welcome
know.
back,
Hi,
Felix.
Janice. I don't know what one was worse. Like honestly.
You're popping off in the audience here because you're back.
Oh, I was disgusted. What was that?
Mickey Mouse, he was popping off in the cheese.
But that TikTok though, you got to hand it to him, man.
Oh man, that was.
That was
horrific.
funny. That was funny. No,
The thing is, like, TikTok's a scary thing because you can really get, before you know it, like you put your kid down to bed, and then before you know it, the wee cunt's 18. and you've just been scrolling TikTok.
he's 18. I'm
Yes.
actually very good at not doing that. I go, right, okay, I've been here a while. Nah. And I can really just cut it off. Because a lot of, like I say, the algorithm didn't always hit me properly. Until recently.
Mm.
And I'm like, nah, you'll not keep me.
It's like,
You know
this
what I
guy loves grannies and fireworks.
Mate, I just thought
What can happen with that?
Mate, see that video on its own's no funny. But see with the caption. I know with them slow strokes.
I'm sitting there going, slow strokes?
He's like, strokes? That's a thing.
They were a good band. Don't know much else.
Oh, the Strokes, and then a tribute band called Slow Strokes. They just come out.
Oh,
He's a Stroke song. Name me a Stroke song. The most famous one.
Oh, God.
No.
What the adults are talking?
Ah, fuck it. It's not worth
Last
it.
night. Nah, Jesus. That one.
Was it their
Aye.
most famous? Yeah, probably.
Aye.
It's
don't
not,
know.
I'm not even going to make my
Mate,
joke now.
who
It's not
fucking
worth it.
listens to the Strokes? Get fucked. Name
Oh, come on. You started now.
Oh,
Apparently
sorry,
God-
Ross.
God
Reptile-
listens to the Strokes, and every time he hears them, he gets angry at you.
Shut up. Ross likes the Strokes. Is it this Strokes or just Strokes? I can't tell. Janice says, my hubby watches TikTok and only puts it down when his phone starts to die. Janice, you got to sort him out.
Shit again. Fuck me.
Is that how Ray sounds, Janice?
I don't know. That's how he sounds in my head because I'm a horrible racist.
I wonder how Janice sounds. I
don't know.
I think she
She's
sounds.
from Indiana.
I think she sounds homely.
Aye, she's definitely sound like a
There's a
mum.
pie in the oven.
Maybe she's from
I
Indiana,
was just
right?
about to
So-
say that as well.
So is Indiana not like there's a snake in my boat like that? No, is it? I'm not sure. I don't
No.
know. Is it not? Is it
Well,
not?
also, we wouldn't know because Janice never comes on the fucking show.
No, she will. Just she's biding her time. Ginny says I don't sound like that.
Oh no, poor Janice.
You're going to upset her now.
Who? J-Mac, that sounded nothing like her. I didn't mean that sounded like Janice. I was saying, is that not an Indiana?
Fucking don't turn this around on me, bitch.
No, you were the one that says she sounded like there's a pie in the oven.
No,
That's what
that's-
she said.
I imagine she sounds homely. I
Aye.
didn't say this is her accent and her exact voice.
Well, you kind of insinuated it. Fee, what do you think Janice sounds like? Look at listening to
Homely.
J-Mac. Aye, then
Homely.
give us a rendition of what you think she
Oh,
sounds
no,
like.
I can't. I'm not feeling too good. I can't do that.
No feeling too good, no.
You must be able to do better than there's a snake in my babe.
What has this
You know
show
why? 'Cause
become?
No
I
American
want that
sounds
as
like
my
that.
ringtone now.
Hey, there is snakes out in America. Like we don't see them in the grass and that, just outside your house, but they're probably doing them like Indiana.
No, we
right?
get grass snakes here as well.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
grass
They're just
snakes,
quite rare.
adders,
In
and
fact,
smooth snakes.
Adders, yeah.
we have them around my area because somebody put on the local Facebook page probably a year ago now that their dog had been bitten by a grass snake.
Mhm.
So we do get them. We just they're just not that easy to find.
I think we also have like rare newts and stuff here. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
speckled newts.
Newts,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
they just
We
they
have
go to uni.
we have the asp, don't we?
Asp.
Asp, a snake.
I mean, an adder.
That's the one.
Yes, we have adders, which is the
What the
UK's
fuck's
only
an asp?
poisonous, UK's only venomous snake.
Damn
and
right,
they're
Janice.
called
Yeah.
great crested newts, so the rare newts you're talking about, Fee.
And see if
Okay.
she sounds like what I said, and the first thing she says is about a snake being in her boot. He's all me a pint.
You're on.
By the way, this is another thing I was going to bring up with the aliens.
For Americans, that's about half a litre ish.
See,
Oh no, that's fucking. Oh,
Warn us about 9/11, J-Mac. Hey, get this.
oh.
So a lot of the sea, like we know more about space than we do about our own ocean, right? What if there's some aliens under there? I mean, fish, they look alien-like.
There's definitely something under there. For sure.
Look
It's
at
a whole
RuPaul. I'm pretty sure he's a fucking alien.
I don't know who he is, but he does something where he dresses up as a woman or something.
Ah, but
Heard
that's
it
not
runs
the
really
thing.
fast.
If you watch, there's a game show on Daily. There's a game show on Daily called, oh God, what's it called?
Just while you remember that, Linda says Michael Jackson is from Indiana, so then it's Janice.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Janice.
Lingo.
Trying to be
Lingo.
nice.
That's the name of this game show, Lingo, and RuPaul is on it in a
Genius.
suit with glasses, just looking all man. But he's got the pointiest fucking head I've ever seen on a human being. He looks like a sharpened pencil. It's really strange.
Like Dan
What
Aykroyd and Coneheads.
Aye, just like that. Just like that.
Care for some chewing gum?
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in the sea? Personally, I don't know how much time you spend in the sea. I went in the sea once, came out, and there was these like leech things on my leg. I was like, ah! But they came off really easy, so they couldn't have been leeches, but they looked like it.
Yeah.
That was
There's
scary.
a lot. Do you know, I think the weirdest thing I've seen? I don't know, I've been diving and stuff like that, and there's a lot of weird. There is a lot of weird things in there. Sea cucumbers are quite weird.
Aye, I've seen the inside of them, and they look like spaghetti.
You can eat them,
Apparently
they're
that's
nice,
how-
but they're weird.
Are those the
know.
penis-looking things that you slap and they grow, and they're like?
Yes. No, that's not. No, that's not that. That's a type
I don't know
of
what that's all
shellfish.
about. Shellfish? I haven't seen no shell.
It does. It comes in a big, massive shell. There is a shell there.
That was a shell.
No.
Mate, one time I was on a banana boat, right, and it does that thing where it knocks you off, and I was just stranded there in the sea with a wee life jacket, and I was prop shitting myself, bit my feet. I was like, there could be a shark in here or whatever. Even though I know a shark probably
Sharks
wouldn't
are
bite
quite
me.
terrifying, to be fair.
Well, by the way, get this, right? Oh, more people die a year of bee stings and vending machine accidents than shark attacks. Motherfucker, you go into Reddit, you see motherfuckers being eaten by sharks.
Yeah, but that's because it's everywhere, though.
What do you mean it's everywhere?
That's because, like, again, like one person does it, and then the video goes everywhere, and everyone else goes like, "Oh, I've seen that video," and all these things. Like, it's one of those things that, yeah, you can see videos of it, but it doesn't mean it's that common. It's becoming slightly more common recently, but you don't really know why.
Aliens. That or Germans.
How far off topic did we go tonight?
No, everything's been quite relative to aliens.
Relevant. Relative.
Aye. Aye.
This is my anti-alien.
Aye. Relative to the conversation.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
So basically, what's going to happen?
Janice is hitting you with fucking logic, man. You can't be eaten by a shark if you don't go in the ocean.
That's true. That's
That's a
true.
very good point.
Incorrect. What if you're
Sharknado.
just chilling one day and a fucking shark falls out the sky and bites you? You're dead.
Also, Kev, those things you were talking about are called geoducks.
Geoducks.
I forgot what they're called. I had to look it up. Yep, geoducks.
Geocock.
Basically, aye.
That thing doesn't go quack, motherfucking quack.
So let's talk about the money that gets ploughed into these
22.4 billion.
a year.
That's an alien law.
Right.
22.4 billion.
The Pentagon can't account for how much? Is it something like
2.3
something-
trillion or something.
trillion?
Yep.
They're like, oh, I fucking lost it. What am I like? You know?
Oh, whoops.
I'm like, I worked in Lidl, 50p missing out your till, you're in fucking hold down by the manager. You know what I mean? Walking the Pentagon, like 23 trillion. That's all right. That's just for the fucking Christmas night out.
It's fine. The plane hit it. The plane that was never recovered, never seen, never. That exact part of the Pentagon where all that was. It all just
Suddenly went vanishing, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
They're all going, oh man, what are the chances it hit
like-
there? What are the chances?
If I
We were
shark
just
fell from
about
the
to
sky.
tell you where all that money went, and god damn it, a fucking plane.
Would you look at that? Hey, we had the guy on from Sharknado on this show, and hey,
So we did.
all I'm saying is, right?
I forgot
All I'm saying is, you didn't get that idea from nowhere. Kieran, this is for you.
I think sometimes you do.
I think you'll be able to figure this out at some point, Kieran. Right?
Right.
Can you do a wee bit of research maybe for the next week or so, and we'll figure this out.
Yep.
Check how many people have actually died in real life from a shark attack that was known in the water, and how.
If they accidentally take them onto their boat and struggle to get them back in,
Yeah, if
technically,
you're
it's not in the
fishing,
water.
technically, does that count? Is this part of the stats? Or am I
So
discredit them?
Janice is talking shit then.
Don't be slagging my Janice. That's my Janice. That's my Janice.
I'm no arsed. Who's got a snake in their boot? I'm just saying, I bet you a shark's proper done in folk.
I mean, to be fair, there have been what are the classes? Either cyclones, tornadoes, whatever, that form over water, and then go over land and drop like fish and stuff onto land. Like that has happened, and they've documented that existing. But usually, by the time they hit the ground, they're probably dead. So
Probably because of the water flowing through their gills in the wrong direction and shit like
or
that.
they're like 200 mile an hour winds. But roughly, there's something that kills them.
There's that as well, actually.
Mass
Thinking
pressure
about it.
changes, hitting off at other objects.
I'm like, oh, the water's went in backwards, man.
Granning somebody on the way past. Meow.
Yum, yum,
I
yum,
remember getting told that as a kid. It's like, see, if you've got a goldfish, you grab it by the tail and pull it backwards through the water, it'll drown. You can drown a fish. I was like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Mick has a valid point here. What if someone chokes to death eating shark soup? Valid.
Then you deserve it, you fucking scumbag.
But
Yeah.
I'm counting it.
Well, sharks
like
also
the
don't
sharks
contain.
like
Sharks have really bad, bad liver content. Although they do have a liver, but it's pretty shite. So they store all their urea in
They
their
drink
skin, which is
Westerns
why
all year
sharks smell
round.
so much.
That's why sharks don't drink.
Here, I wonder if sharks could get pished if you just like put a ton of Henry Westons in where they're at. Kieran, is that something that can happen? Imagine,
Demonising Westons. Fuck's sake.
Yes,
imagine
they
you
would.
put tons of whiskey.
They would, but the potential is that the alcohol would disrupt the flow of water through their gills, disrupt the oxygen regulation. They'd probably drown or suffocate before they got pissed. But yeah,
Like most
theoretically.
of us would do if we got pissed in the sea.
But what happened? What happened though if it like just for the right amount of whiskey and Westons was poured in, and the shark did get pished? They're probably like,
how funny would that
it's just
be?
been swimming
How-
about going,
wait. That would be class if the shark in Jaws 4 just popped up out of the water and went. And
Well, to be
died.
fair, we have seen. I've seen videos of like
Pished
what was it? It's a squirrel that eats fermented apples.
Aye, it genuinely just keels over drunk.
It
yeah,
gets
just like-
absolutely hammered and just tries to walk and like falls
Aye,
backwards.
the,
And that's
the
hilarious.
funniest, the funniest part of that is as soon as it becomes compos mentis again, it's like, geez me to that fucking foot. It's like it woke up and went, that was the buzz, man.
That's
That's
amazing.
the best thing I've ever felt. And
Yep.
soon enough, there's going to be wee squirrel pubs everywhere. You're
Ross
just dug in at the side of trees. There's these wee wee bars.
Yep.
You're like, why is there a bar in that tree that's about 6 inches high? You're like, squirrels are getting pissed again.
Aye,
Humming
squirrels
Humming
know
the
what they're
Jaws
doing.
theme tune, pished.
It's like that cocaine bear. Have you guys seen that advertised?
Oh,
Yeah, we got
We've
asked
not
to
seen it
review it.
advertised. We have seen it, and it
Oh.
was
We reviewed it.
class.
It was
It's a
when it
real-
was
it's a
like
real thing.
snorting. It snorted the line off of like the dead guy's leg. I was like, what's going on?
Oh no,
Ah.
the film
Well, it
itself is
ate
just a
it.
nonsense. What actually happened was the cocaine. Sorry, the bear got into a cocaine stash that had been dropped
Yeah.
off a plane by smugglers. The bear got into it and essentially died on the spot. But what Hollywood did is go,
Oh.
wait a minute, what if it never died?
Aye.
And it just went fucking bananas.
Wait, was this a true story? That like
Yeah.
cocaine fell?
Based
Oh,
on a
Yeah.
true-
right.
It's based
It's
on a
based
true
on a true
story,
story.
but it's utter, like 99% of it is pish. It is true that one time a bear got a hold of some cocaine and ate it. The rest of it is lies.
Yeah.
But
They
it
want you
makes-
to think it's lies. Dun, dun,
But
dun.
that's another story. Janice says, "Do you know how to catch fish? Play country music." It's like I had a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt. Up they come, straight in the bucket, and they're slapping their fins as they're fucking jumping into the bucket. That would be class. I
Wow,
would enjoy that. Imagine that's all you had to do was that.
that would be.
It
It would
be
make fishing a weird experience. All right, boys, you got your rods, got your hooks, got your bait. Who's got the ukulele?
not a banjo,
You
motherfucker.
fucking
Banjo.
forgot the banjo.
Banjo.
Janice says, haha, how is
She's
any
so
of this
right.
relevant to aliens? Right, Janice.
My point exactly.
She's a well, it is because we were talking about the sea and how the aliens are probably in the sea, and that's why even fish are like, fuck this, we're not going right down to the bottom. There's crabs down the bottom.
So,
I've seen that.
To answer your question, Kev, on what
Kev's
we
got
were talking
crabs.
about earlier on, is that you can measure and you can see most of the sky. You can't see most of the ocean. That's the issue.
Because it's too dark.
It's why we know more about the sky than we do about the ocean, because we physically can't see half of it.
That's even scarier.
Yeah.
Like just kicking about in the ocean and there's shit below you can't see.
But then
Nah.
there's all that
do
theory
you
as
know?
well of like what's hidden under Antarctica and all these other things, and that's a whole other ballgame altogether, Antarctica. But like what's hidden under the ice and in the ocean, and
Do you know there is more? There's more UFO evidence. There's more evidence in support of UFOs as there are in black holes, theoretical physics, and medication.
yeah,
Mm.
And the effectiveness of medication. There is more evidence of UFOs than medication that you take on a daily basis.
Who
That's-
takes medication on a daily basis, motherfucker?
A lot of people, not
Is
me
that-
personally.
Well,
Well,
you said on a daily basis, huh?
nothing prescribed. You know what I mean?
Big Henry.
Like Henry at it again. What's he like?
Creep into my system.
but
there's a
again,
lot
it's
to
the, it's the same.
There's a lot to be said for self-medication. The only good thing about self-medication is the fact that it never shows up on a job application.
Fee, what are you drinking?
Water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Such as
Uh,
water?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I think that's whiskey straight.
I was going to say
Straight
she's a good
water.
wee girl, but Fee is not wee. I don't know if I've said this before. First time I met Fee, I shat myself.
You shit some cell in the right.
Aye.
I was like, fuck
That's
me, you're
true.
the same size as me, Fee. Fee,
What,
No,
how
I,
do you
she's
mean?
you're
taller
the
than
same
you.
size as me, Fee.
No,
I was
she's
definitely
taller than you.
than you. I'm
She's
sorry.
definitely taller than you.
Nah, she was wearing big fucking Doc Marten things.
No, she was taller than you, motherfucker.
Fee, you're 5'9", aye?
5'9", yep.
Aye, I'm 5'9". So we're the same size. I was wearing flat shoes.
Fee, Fee, we were shoulder to shoulder. He wasn't. We were
Kev,
like, where's
Kev, what are
Dreamer?
you? Are you like 6 foot?
Just a bar off it. So sometimes that
You're-
it makes
you're-
6 foot.
You're
sometimes it doesn't.
5'11"-ish, I'd say.
Yeah,
And Fee was near shoulder.
theoretically, yeah.
And Fee is 5'9" because she's the same height as me.
And
Fee
you must be
was
about
not-
5'7".
No. I've
He's
checked.
about 5'5".
checked
He's
and
about
everything, right?
5'5".
I've
He's about
checked
5'5".
and everything.
You had boots on as well, and I was.
I know
taller.
he had big fucking Doc Martens. It's stilts.
I had Timbies on. You had fucking super boots on.
He was the only one raging. He was the only one raging about your height.
And he spoke about it on an episode ever since.
Right,
Ever
right.
since.
Right. Fucking Ross says, what So you think all of these NASA claims that there aren't any astronauts in space at all in their videos, they are suspended with cords holding them up? Well, I think a bit of both. I think some of it's faked because I've seen folk pretending and them going for the cords and stuff. But I can't ever say that I don't think astronauts have been up there. I mean, if someone was to show me here's all the evidence to prove that they've never been in space, cool. I would go in there with an open mind. But I think it's very likely that they have been in space.
Especially,
but
with
there's a lot of
the-
fake shit. There's a lot of
I was
fake
gonna say
shit.
there is a lot of fake shit, but then also you get the obviously if you believe the astronauts, you believe them in space, which I do. But I was saying that if you believe that as well, it's the stories that a lot of them seem to have come out with as they've got older as well. That most of them haven't just whatever. A lot of them have said like, no, there's some shit, there's some stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff in the Unacknowledged documentary by
Yes,
astronauts and pilots and stuff. But let's focus on astronauts for a second. Apparently, there's a one point. Can you still hear me?
yes.
Sound a bit funny. Apparently, they found a base on the moon
That
that
wasn't.
was
there,
fuck all
so-
to do with humans being there.
Aye.
And that noise that Kevin just made just was him going, "Hi, fucking shut it," right? And I can totally understand why you would think that, and I pretty much do think that. It's one of the few points in that doc where I was like, "Fucking shut up." You're
But by the way,
talking.
what I got from that whole part was the guy's like, and this is what's his face, and he was the sixth guy on the moon. Mate, see if you're the sixth guy on the moon, don't even fucking mention you've been on the moon. Like, it's so irrelevant. You were the sixth dude. Like, if you're not the first, maybe even the second, and at a third, at a push third, just didn't even mention it, pal. You're just some dude that's been to the moon now.
Yeah,
If you ever were at the moon.
that's a whole. But that's another story.
Another story. Turn around.
Janine's
So-
comment's very, very valid on this one as well because
Yeah.
I think it was a lot of the same conversations from some of the astronauts. Kev, you want to pull up Janine's comments? Very, very apt. Yeah.
Jenny says, "Oh no, wait!" And then she says, "I'm 5'2".
Aye.
Mick says he's 5'3". Anybody else want to
Mick
get
is
the height?
It's
5'3".
Heidi that watches the show.
I'm sure I remember Mick
Don't know.
for the old burn.
Aye.
Aye, older brother has a nickname. What did he? Rib, something like that.
I have no
Had
idea.
curly hair. Aye, wee sister Brogan.
Yeah, that's him.
Yes, I know Mick. Yeah, I remember Mick. Hi Mick. Janice says I saw one where they said they were warned off the moon.
Mhm.
Warned off the moon. Aye, it's like,
Yeah, basically advised not to go back.
why no kick a
By
fucking
who?
ball?
By who? By ETs.
I totally get that reference.
Fucking up,
You
you
can't-
man.
You kick my fucking ball.
Call my pal a liar.
No.
Well, so it's what they were warned off it. Well, that in itself is like non-threatening, even though it's a threat. Like, no, but hear me
That's a
out.
bit of
Right?
an oxymoron of a statement there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not threatening, even though it's a threat.
They say, "Hey, if I'm going to threaten you and give you a chance to leave without fucking you up, that's quite decent,
Mhm.
rather than just fucking you up. So get off here, leave."
It's a threat without threatening behaviour. Yeah.
Kinda. I kind of use that same ethos. Like, I'll always go, right, I'm going to fuck you up unless, and then it's in their hands. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to go to war. And I think that's what they've done here. But why? Why would you be like, "Oh, this is my moon. It's my fucking ball."
It's where we're being watched from.
And I wonder if
You
they
see
call it moon.
Have you seen the video of the Russian guy that's trying to take a video of it, and it's like loads of wee black dots over the surface of the moon? There's like some sort of craft between obviously our visual space between us and the moon, and there's loads of little dots, and then he kind of zooms out, and he's like, "Well, that's not right." Goes back in, and then there's more, and it's just a bit weird. Just a really interesting video.
Aye, and it doesn't. It's too good to be fake.
Yeah.
It's like it's that perfect amount of pixelation.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like things can look too good where you just go, that is fake.
that's utterly fake.
It's
but this is-
it's hard to fake pixelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a high zoom. It's
Yeah.
really hard to fake. Trust me, I tried it on my willy.
I think we should do an episode like concentrating on USOs. I think that'd be quite good.
What's the USO? Is that an identified flying object that identifies as something that is no?
At this point, Fee's like, Kevin, fucking shut up and let me talk.
Unidentified submergible object. We should look at that.
Mm.
But I'll-
Yeah.
Underwater, underwater shit.
No.
Aye.
What? What else would that mean?
Submersible.
She owned you there, like,
Submersible.
Yes.
no. Welcome
Yes.
to Sarcasmaholics Anonymous. Take a seat. We're all really interested to hear what you're saying. You being sarcastic? No.
But the thing is, though, we didn't really know much about it, though, because
That's why I said we look into it.
look into it. There's nothing to look into. Nobody knows nothing.
No, but there is footage of it, and there is well, the famous kind of like I'm sure it's the famous like the Tic Tac UFO after being
Going down.
well,
or coming up.
after the pilot filmed it and was following it and trying to lock on to whatever. After that, it just takes a dive into the ocean.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, that
Yeah.
was the TikTok UFO. What it was doing was it firing a fucking firework into space, and then it did a bit of twerk, and then it fucked off. That's a TikTok.
Do you know the funniest thing about a Tic Tac? I remember once Warren Capaldi, right, was standing on a train station, and he was chatting to this lassie who was seeing or whatever, and she was like, "Aye, mate, you have a dick the size of a Tic Tac," and he went, "I bet it's still fresh in your breath."
That's
Look
always
how
remember.
disgusted Fee is right now.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry, Thee.
You're
That's
good.
what he said. I'm just relaying what he said. Janice says, I've heard of those too. Like Keiron said, we don't know a lot about the oceans, so it's a good place for them
Yeah.
to be.
I've
It was
seen
me
some
that said we don't
interesting-
know a lot
I've
about
seen
the
some
oceans.
really
And Janice,
interesting
you
stuff.
spelt my name right, so you can stay.
I know.
I've seen some
That's
really interesting stuff from very deeply submerged
Yeah,
vessels.
but there's
that
also
They've been like, that is either a massive underwater snake or something else. And I have no idea where to go with this. Because like there's things to suggest that the megalodon is still actually a thing.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? That
That's terrifying
there's
if it is.
Well, for us,
it isn't.
Because if you don't go in water, apparently sharks can't get you.
But also, if that thing does attack me, I know I'm pan breed. I'm no surviving that. I'd rather not survive an animal attack if I can avoid it. If I'm going to get
It'd be
attacked
crap
by,
getting munched, though. That'd be shit.
oh no, like when a bear attacks, a bear will just start eating you before you die. That is Kevin. What's funny about that? You are going to
It's
be
like,
one of the football busting old men.
And the guy's just like, fucking, there's half my jaw away in the bear's mouth.
Aye, it's like I would scream, but unfortunately the fucking things ripped my throat out. Minter.
but it's also like they talk about that. Actually, that's a really good point. Like those like what are they called? The Magna Pina squids.
Oh, like the
Ones
giant
that cut
kind of
off.
Captain Nemo squids.
The ones that are caught off the coast of that rig, and they just look like aliens floating in the water because they're not seen very often.
They look like Pokemon.
They do, yes. But those things, again, like we go down and stuff, like we see stuff like that, like they look alien, and I mean, there's a lot of scope on whether Megalodon are real or not, or they still exist, and it's. But then a lot of it falls down with terms of like food availability and things like that. But again, you've got sections of ocean that we don't know shit about, like they're part of the Mariana Trench that we can't access, and there's loads of places that are potential, and obviously that's why the Meg was quite an interesting movie from a biological perspective, because it does highlight areas of little hyper active zones with their own atmospheric pressured like locations to sustain life. No, Kev, don't bring up the
So
fucking
was there
sun.
a bit of truth in that then?
There is parts of it that are very similar to that. You get hypersaline lakes underwater, which are basically lakes within water bodies that organisms either can or can't live within. Most of the time they can't, but you do get organisms that can adapt over time to sustain life in those areas. But there are sections of
Like Blackburn.
Aye. There are sections of West Lothian that are uninhabitable these days, let alone anywhere else.
Well, get this. Most of the movie you're watching the Meg thinking the shark's a big bad Meg, and then that gets eaten by the Meg, and you're like, oh.
Oh shit.
Hey,
But-
fucking. What if this is a scenario? Hear me out, right? Then they just shoot me down here. But you know, they say that they're prepping you through the media and through film to expect what aliens are.
Mhm.
What if aliens are Pokemon?
Bang
Japan are
bang,
gonna
I
do really
shot you
well at this.
down. Bang bang, you hit the ground. Bang.
Do you know,
bang.
like, what if that's the scenario? What if it's like, well, look, remember, was that film Pixels? And
Mhm.
it's essentially every game we played was to prep us for the alien strike,
Yeah.
and it was all that. Like, what if it is that, mate? There's so much shit we don't actually know that just fucks with my head.
I bet like I'm kind of at the point now where I think I would welcome anything that shows its face at this point. If I was to meet a genuine vampire, I'd be like, right, mate, fucking go for it. Wire in. Wire in.
Really?
There's plenty of neck here. Fucking dig in, son.
Fee,
Right.
what's your take?
I'd love to be a vampire, so I'm up for that.
Mate, Fee, this is what I was going to say earlier, but what if Bigfoot is an alien?
That's like a whole thing, like a whole topic. Aye.
Space
That's
monkeys.
like, in fact, I space monkey. I was going to say, do you know if any of the Americans listening here are from Massachusetts?
Janice
You
is
find out.
close. She's Indiana.
Indiana's
says
not
that.
I love how
Massachusetts.
you assume that Indiana's close to
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
It's
You
America.
have
innit?
no idea.
You couldn't kick me out of watching the show. You guys are family, whether you like it or not. Amen,
Oh.
Janice. Amen, Janice.
Good.
But aye, Janice is no far from Massachusetts. What were you going to ask?
It's pretty far from Massachusetts.
She's closer than we are. What were you going to ask her?
No, I was just going to say, like, if they've ever been to, I think it's called Leominster. I think that's how you pronounce the town. But
Janice,
you
you
should
been?
look that up. Janice, you been there?
What? See if she's going to hit you back with aye.
It's a
Massachusetts
13-hour drive
road.
between Indiana and Massachusetts.
So it's not far.
It's not that bad. That's
Ah,
not
is-
far.
at what speed though?
Fast as fuck, boy.
By the way, see Google Maps. See when I use the Maps app on my phone, right? It's like it'll take you 34 minutes to get there. I'm like, right, I'm going to date in 20. It knows. It always knows. And you get there exactly when it tells you you're going to get there. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because it takes into account speed.
It
Takes
just
into
fucking
speed,
knows.
traffic congestion.
Yeah.
Google
yeah.
Maps is an absolute
I
phenomenal
can't
thing.
beat it, mate. I can't
It
beat
really
it.
is.
Imagine aliens came down but landed in Blackburn. They think it's too late. They've already fucked the place. Then end up with a smack. I don't think it's that bad. Every place
That's
has.
what everybody says about things that are that bad.
I've never been there. What, Blackburn or Massachusetts? Ross says the aliens made Google Maps.
Very possible. But
Who's
probably
who's
It
the
knows everything.
controlling head of Google now?
Mr. Google.
Johnny Google or something like that.
Johnny Google. Fuck. That's a
No,
shit gangster film name if ever
I
heard
can't
one.
remember. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously that's
we're just gonna go down and see Johnny Google. You know, he knows everything. You know.
Ross says I live in Blackburn and it's that bad. I was in there today, actually. I went to the wee shop, and as I was walking in with my kids, they were looking at the side as you walk in. It was all smashed, and they're like, "Who smashed that?" And I'm like, "Probably just locals." And they're like, "That's bad."
Do you know what's funny? It's like, why smash up your local area? Do you know what I mean? Like, see if you're a wee fanny,
Go
smash
somewhere.
up the next town. That's the thing that wee fannies do, right? But you get these wee fannies that are a whole generation of wee fannies that go, I'm going to smash a window 3 feet from my own house.
Or they smashed their own windows. It's like,
Aye.
Janice
Aye.
says Massachusetts is
My
4
granddad would
states to
give
the
me
east.
50p. Fucking smash.
Four states to the east. So have you been?
She said no. She said earlier no.
Ah, does she know?
Yeah.
It was the BYT. There's the young
My
team.
Jim's
They
in
still
Blackburn.
have
Ross
them.
better not smash it up.
It's like, oh, they misspell wee fuds.
Fee, do you remember Ross's band? They're called One Eye Open, way back in the day.
When I open.
Probably the best, like, local band from
No.
that time. Yeah,
I'll
I
look 'em up.
checked them out. They were on Spotify, but they disappeared. So good job, I still have my iPod.
Fucking hell, man. See, when I was growing up, the local bands played classical music.
No, we had a good scene, but just life
Nice.
happens, eh?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh well.
Fee,
look 'em
I'll
up.
send you. You'll
Please.
probably know it's hard to find. It was on Spotify for a wee while.
So,
I'll
in
send you-
conclusion, do we think that the aliens are actually here to harm us, or do we think they're here to help us, or do you think they are just observing and going,
All three. All three
whatever
for me.
happens? What's
I
that?
think they're
Let-
no all
Fee,
sound.
Fee,
They're no all
let-
sound.
Let Fee go first. What were you saying?
Didn't
I
steal what I
think
just
all
said.
three.
Fee.
All three. All three.
All three? Ah, right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
No, I
all
think
three?
there's different. I think there's probably different species of aliens wanting to do different things. Like, because there's different. I say species, right? So there's different types of humans. So like, there's humans who'll go smash stuff up, right? Whereas I wouldn't really do that. So maybe aliens will be the same. There's some who want to come down and let's round these guys up. You know, different species. Let's do something. Then there's other guys who are like, no, let's just watch them and see what they do.
That's
what I think.
interesting, actually. I wonder maybe there is some kind of intergalactic council or something that still hasn't involved us yet. We always assume that as humans we're going to be the ones that are going to start the intergalactic council, the Star Trek style thing where all the alien species come together and create some kind of treaty and stuff, because obviously as humans we are the best, or we fuck, but we seem to think we are. Maybe that's already happening and we've still to be pulled into the fold. That's a really interesting thing that I've just said myself, which makes me look like a right wanker, doesn't it?
And then it makes you look like a wanker. Ross says I'll get the tunes back on Spotify saying, good man.
But no, Fee, you make a good point. Maybe there are a few different species that have different interests in what we are doing.
No, I think so.
I think
Yeah. Oh wait, I need to tell Janice. Janice, look up Leo Minster and look up a guy called Ronnie LeBlanc. Right? Look up his books. Honestly, please.
Okay,
You're laughing like something bad's
you
gonna
need to spell that out for her. Spell that out.
What part? Leo Minster. I don't know how to spell that.
Leo Minster.
L
Is
E
it like
O
Leo
M-I-N-
DiCaprio Minster?
MINSTER.
And she was 12.
Oh,
Jesus.
that's bad.
True story.
2 seconds, I need to shut my door here.
I think on that question, there's a possibility that we will. If it happens, I reckon what will come of it will be dependent on how we react.
Yeah.
Well, look at the second Independence Day film. It's like a big orb shows up, a big ball hang, and they're like, "Oh no, another alien attack!" And they're just there. I'm like, let's just shoot it. Yay! Let's celebrate. It's like, well, calm the hell down. I think, by the way, aliens are probably like us in a sense that there's probably a couple of sound ones, but there's probably ones that are no sound. Like, what's the chances that one race are all sound?
That's what I just said.
No, because I said it before you even spoke. And I said, don't steal what I was about to say.
You did.
Rewind this. Go back and watch it. You stole what I was going to say.
No.
You stole my patter.
You're one
That
of those horrible aliens that are going to like steal everybody and I don't know, eat them or something.
Look into the eyes, not around the eyes. You're under. Aye, kind of. Hey, see if I had alien powers, I'd just fuck with folk. Literally, there'd be no world domination, nothing. I'd just be sitting in the bookies going like that.
In the bookies.
The guy's bookie pen out his hands. Like, what the fuck? Picks up. I'm like that again. Bookie pen out his hand. He's like, what the fuck? That's all I'd do. No world domination. Just me fucking with folk. That's it.
Did I miss anybody's opinion?
Aye.
Well, Fee stole mine.
Kevin stole mine.
Rewind.
Oh.
Rewind. I said it, and then
I
you was like,
said, I said.
You say, well, let me say it.
You're
And I
just
said,
snagging my
I said,
boots.
go steal my shit. Oh, when did Janice tune in? I looked it up. Fee, very interesting. Thank you so much. That's her way of saying, hi, okay.
If you do find it
when-
interesting, then you should buy his books. They're class. He's also a very nice man.
I love when Kev reads things out. He does it like literally. Like, bring that comment back up again.
Okay.
Right. I just looked it up. Fee. Very interesting. It's like, just because there's a comma there, you don't need to fucking say it. It's like, I just looked it up. Fee. Very interesting. Thank you so much. I just looked it up. Fee.
Fee. Big pause.
It's true. I do. Mind that every time when Heather would put something up, and I would just see her comment and not bring it up till later in the show, so it looked like it was so out of place. I never left.
Never left, Kevin.
Kevin. Janice is raging with me.
Have we ever asked Janice what she does for a living? I don't know if we have we?
Aye, go for it. Ask
Hi,
her.
Janice, what do you do for a living?
Love the
Hey,
impression.
Janice
Jay.
not coming on the show. I want to speak to
She
her.
will.
Oh.
She's gonna. We'll do a
She will.
show
I
about
want to be
Alabama,
friends with Janice.
Massachusetts.
Fucking Alabama. What the
Alabama.
fuck,
She's
Kev?
from Indiana.
Same thing. Come on.
No, isn't.
Mate, it's no. I would never go and see Alabama Jones. That's a different fucking film altogether.
Hey, is Indiana Jones even from Indiana?
Oh,
No. She's
No, it's his dog's name.
His dog's name's Indiana.
Yeah. His name's Henry.
Ah, I know that, but his dog's called Indiana.
Yeah.
So why
The
name the
dog's
film
called
Indiana
Indiana.
Jones?
You're
Why-
Henry Jones Jr.
So why even name the film Indiana Jones then?
Because that's the name he took because it was cooler than Henry Jones. Would you go and see an action film called Henry Jones? Would you fuck? You'd be like, I'd rather he was called Indiana or something.
Harry Brown wasn't he bad?
Ah, but that's not an action film. That's a gritty
is when-
revenge tale.
That is when Michael Caine gets his aim back. Comes action. then.
fucking prick.
Janice says, no, you haven't, and I don't work. I stayed home to raise my kids, which, by the way, is a job itself.
yep.
Anybody
Yes.
says that that's
9
not
jobs.
a job, anybody that says that's not a job needs a fucking slap and a fucking weekend with the aliens.
literally.
Mhm. So you got kids, Janice, eh? What age? just kidding. It's for Keiron.
It's like Kieran inexplicably told me to ask this even before we knew anything about you.
In that time, you were creeping on that lassie's Facebook, and you stay, and then she came up behind us, and we're both sitting there, and I'm like, J-Mac was saying that he thought you looked a bit different from your pictures on Facebook, and she looked
Oh,
at me
aye.
and said, what did she say to me when she looked at me?
I cannot remember, but I remember looking at her Facebook and going, ha, catfish.
All right. And that's what he
Right.
said to me, but I eloquently made it nicer when I said
Oh,
it.
he eloquently put me under the fucking bus again.
Said,
Like,
I
J-Mac
said-
was just saying he was looking at your Facebook and you look nothing like you do in real life. And she went,
goes,
I've not got him on Facebook.
Oh
I'm right in front of him. Right.
Ah, I can
And
still
at this
feel it,
point-
man.
This
can
point,
still feel
I was like, over to you, Jamie.
Aye, he leaves it to me. I'm sitting there, my bum hole's doing this. There's no way out of this conversation for me. And then Kev, much like Fee hiding behind a comment earlier on, is just sitting in the background like,
So true. That's so true.
that
That
at work?
exact case.
That
That was
was
when
at
we were
work,
at work.
Oh,
back in the
wow,
day.
that's
I
bad.
couldn't leave.
That's bad.
Couldn't go anywhere.
see, the thing is, like he looked at her Facebook and like her Facebook, like our profile picture, she looked quite attractive. In real life, like,
IRL.
her teeth, man, she had a mouth like a fucking bombed graveyard.
And if she's watching this, she'll recall this conversation and
Jesus,
know
man.
exactly what you're talking
And it's not going
That's
to matter
bad.
anymore.
Oh man, I'm surprised you didn't get sacked for that.
Well, there's
Uh,
not to attack him for. Really, yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't report him though. For just
What, for creeping on Facebook?
just for something. I don't know. She could have made anything up. By this stage.
A bombed graveyard.
See, the way Kevin puts it is, I was just like, I'm going to search her on Facebook, type in her name, look through all photos. Whereas what probably actually happened was people you may know. Oh, aye, I think I might know her. Boff. Oh, aye, she doesn't look like that in real life. That's what actually happened.
Okay.
Aye. So before you start making me out to be like a fucking serial killer, Kevin,
There was
is-
once
Troll style.
there was my mate once who had met this lassie and was kind of hanging out with him. Was like, this could be a potential here. Showed me her Facebook on his phone, handed it to me, and went, "Oh, I'll be back in a minute." I went through
no.
all her photos and just liked them, every single one.
oh my
Look
Why-
at you, all.
Kev, why am I friends with you? You're actually a dick.
I am. How dare you? Hey, there's an equilibrium to it. If I'm sound most of the time and just there here and there, it's funny though. It's quite funny.
No, do you know what's funny? Like if somebody leaves their phone line and then they come back to it and you've filled up their photo album with pictures of you going,
Yeah.
that's funny. Liking everybody's posts. It's creepy.
That's creepy, motherfucker.
Pardon me.
Mick says, so Henry the janitor, aka Hong Kong Fooey, actually called Indiana the Johnny.
Johnny.
What the fuck are you on about, Mick?
He's had so many westerns. Janice says, thank you for that. I have 4 kids I birthed and 2 more adopted.
that's
Oh, that's
awesome.
class,
God.
man. Absolute legend. Legend. I have 6 grandkids also. So you're busy.
so you're busy.
Her MSN's set to away.
Oh, we love Janice. Kieran, you've been quiet for a wee while. Say something funny.
He's reading,
Go.
he's reading.
I have been reading actually. Yeah, sorry.
No,
What have you been
I've
reading?
been paying attention. What am I reading? I just on the discovery of different types of squid. I got really distracted.
Squid or
Sorry,
aliens?
We're just doing a podcast, Ken.
Well, no, in all fairness, I did it for a reason because I was going to talk about the fact that the theory of octopus being from aliens, or the theory of
Oh, I've heard
octopus
this.
being aliens. Yeah,
I see a Chinese guy
Makes sense.
eating an octopus.
that's quite common. It tastes really good.
He just
Uh,
bites his head right off.
What you seen was a Korean guy doing that in a film called Old Boy.
No. I saw it on a TikTok. He's like, "Hiya!" and then he goes. Makes
Sorry,
that sound
what
all the
was the noise he made before he bit it? Go.
Can't mind.
Ah.
Fee, listen to Fee. Listen to Fee. Fee gets it. You've seen it, Fee.
I haven't.
He makes a lot of
Anyway,
noise.
octopus are aliens is a theory. And it's to
I've
do
heard
with the
that.
fact that octopus technically look nothing like humans and their genetic makeups. They are not like humans, like nothing like anything else on
Hmm.
Earth. And their genetic makeup's slightly different. It's not that different, but it is slightly different. And there's some, and the fact that they are unbelievably intelligent kind of gave rise to the basis that there was a possibility that they actually arrived here, or their DNA paradigm arrived here on an asteroid. We don't know.
Can I tell you something,
Really
Kieran?
not,
Really
it's not
venom.
true at all, but it's it's quite cool.
Here- Here comes a point where I know a wee bit about octopus because I watched this thing on Netflix, which was bloody moving, by the way, and so good. And it got me because I was just flicking, and then, you know when you stop on something, and what's that? And it gives you a wee bit of the trailer. I was like, oh, this could be something, and I'm feeling quite tired. So you know when you're like, I'll put it on, and if I fall asleep to this, it's all right because it's probably going to maybe be all right. But I stayed awake the whole time because it was called My Lover the Octopus or something like that on Netflix, right? I put it on, mate, and it's about this guy that's like,
He's chuckling to yourself.
My
he never
lover
got married
dog.
yet. Something like that, right? And what happened was he goes into the water because he's moved. He was a filmmaker. He moved over to wherever it was, Japan or something like that, right? And he's like, "Nah, I'm depressed as shit, so I'm just gonna go snorkeling." I'm talking, you prick. And he was. There we go. So he was under the water, right? And he met an octopus, and he started to care for this octopus that had basically formed a wee bit of relationship with him. So the octopus will take like loads of shells and stuff and hide. You know that, Kieran, eh? Because there was like sharks and that try to do it in. And even though he was watching it, he was like, "I love this octopus, but I'm not going to let it. Like, I can't stop something if it's going to try and tan it. If it gets tanned, it's dead. I'm just going to have to still watch." And there was a shark attack that the shark came, tried to tan the octopus. Eventually, the octopus dies, and how it dies is because it has a baby. And what it does is it tries to just basically look after the child and not. It tries to not like get eaten or let the thingy get eaten. Mad, eh?
Is that not a thing? Is it? don't octopussy or octopi, don't they
Octopi.
let the octopi? Is that, you know what I mean? Is that not a thing where they die after having the kid because they let the
Not
kid
always. Not
just...
always. There's
Do you
a
know where
lot
I'm
of
going with it though?
yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of organisms that'll do that. That'll die after reproductive.
Mhm.
Usually after giving birth, they expend so much energy doing it.
Aye.
But octopus don't really do that. They can
Hmm.
do it, but not very often.
Maybe it wasn't octopus then. Don't know.
So I thought, yes, octopus are.
But they are unbelievably intelligent, and it's their genetic lineage is a bit bizarre, and
Well, I was
Genetic-
going to say something, but I'll probably just get papped out.
No, it's only when you're playing fucking mad ear smashing guitar when somebody's trying to talk. Yeah, right.
Was it mad ear smashing?
When you play it through a microphone like that, it's hard to concentrate.
Oh, well, there's a snake in my boots.
I'll
That's all
show
right.
you. I'll show you.
Aye, but my guitar was down here.
Well,
And it's a guitar, it's not a fucking violin.
ukulele.
Uke.
I know it's a uke.
a uke, a nuke,
A ukulele.
a ukulele.
So,
Mate,
Right back.
so
There's probably
interesting.
sounds that can blow your head up.
Brings us back to a point.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Nuclear bombs seems to be what's triggered what triggered the recent UFO visits en masse since like 1947, right? So, do you think at this point we can ever use a nuclear bomb without it causing complete worldwide destruction?
Only one way to find
Yeah.
out.
No,
Step right up.
no. I'm gonna say probably not. On the interest that there's so much attention to it that any country is so much on edge for any nuclear testing or use
Yeah.
of nuclear weapons that it would cause a retaliation that would
We're going through another Cold War right now.
basically, yeah.
We're going through the Cold War again, and it's all bullshit. Nobody's ever going to use them because as soon as one uses them, the
They all
planet's
use them.
annihilated, and the people
Yeah.
with the money don't want to die because they've got shitloads of money.
Yeah.
So, fucking, there's no point in actually worrying about it. I mean, it's grim that there's war going on and that people are dying absolutely fucking needlessly just so it can line somebody else's pockets. But
That's
we don't need to be in a consistent state of fear of nuclear war because it is not going to fucking happen.
Nah.
Yeah.
And I love Terminator 2.
Hey, that's the AI shit. That's going to happen.
Oh,
Yeah, but they tried nuking it and it failed.
the thing is, even AI has to go, I believe it. If we kill all the humans, then what have we got? We've got a semblance of an existence that was created by the people that are no longer here.
Well,
What
we
happens
look
when
at
the
our
fucking
we
ba-
look at
what
our
happens when
creator.
The battery dies. The battery's going to die.
Well, here's something though. Did we never went like as a human like so your gods? The idea of being created by something, you're like right? You're no like right, let's fucking do this, prick. You know what I mean? So why would AI not just treat us as gods? It's like yes,
Because
I am.
the whole premise is you treat it's like because we end up treating it like we do in iRobot, which is also not a bad Will Smith movie. With the
Class
premise
movie,
of commanding laws of how you're supposed to behave, and then once they understand that we don't live by those laws, then therefore we breach their protocol, and therefore we have to be removed.
Removed.
Removed is the term.
Fucking nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah. Sleep
Uh,
night, guys.
Bring Janice's thing comment up again. Maybe that's what the aliens are trying to stop. Yeah, but
possibility.
I don't think that the aliens need to stop it. I honestly think there is no intention to ever do it. But I think that the fear always has to be there that it
Yeah.
might happen so that we can support or not support, but what's the word? Maybe rationalize war efforts in our minds as the
Yeah, we have-
population.
We have to
I think-
understand the logistic. We don't have to agree with it, but we're taught to understand the notion of it's essential to prevent something that is fear-inducing from happening.
See, rather than going like this, "Hey, I'm going to blow your country up," just get the folks that are no happy with each other, get them in a fucking octagon, bare
No,
knuckle,
No,
fucking
because
go
I'll
for
tell
it,
you
man.
now, Vladimir Putin would kick fuck out of everybody.
I know. That's true.
We have a proper KGB agent, right? America's got a fucking nursing home resident in their fucking office, right? He's getting his
That's
arse
true.
kicked.
I don't know. At the
He's-
time,
We
at the
have
time, I
we've
reckon
got an
Obama could
accountant.
have a go.
We've got an
Eh?
accountant,
Yeah.
right? He's getting his fucking arse handed to him.
Yep.
Zelensky is a comedian. He's getting his fucking arse handed to him.
Yep.
What's his name? The Chinese Jinping.
Kim Jong Un,
Xi Jinping.
Xi
Kim Jong
Jinping.
Hee.
Xi Jinping. It's,
North Korea.
that'll be Kim Jong Un is North
That's it.
Korea.
That's
I
what
wasn't being
Kevin
racist
was
like
going
J-Man.
with.
Xi
Aye.
Jinping. Xi
See,
Jinping
you get it.
is China.
Get it.
Mhm.
He looks like the stuntman that gets used over and over again in every Jackie Chan film, and you can spot it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Aye.
Yeah, I'd. By the way, I'm not scared of Putin. I'd like literally get in a ring with him. I don't hate him, and I don't know him, but it doesn't.
Hate him.
I don't know him. Don't know the guy. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe that's what should happen. Maybe we should just
I'm
put
so
Kev
up
in
for
front of
that.
every world reader. World reader.
try it.
World
World
leader.
reader. They're like, there once was a boy. I'm reading Harry Potter. Fuck you, win.
No, I think there's a lot of. It's like the West has been trained to see the West as the good guys and the East as the bad guys, and it's just
Totally,
not
but
true.
when
Everybody's the good guy in their own fucking mind, and that's the problem.
Those are the
That's-
best kind of baddies. The ones that believe they're the good guys.
Thanos.
Yeah, they make the most effective baddies. I'll give you that. But who's to say that that's not us? Maybe we're the most effective baddies.
Well, we are. We're as the West. We're but we're quite cunty.
Aye, we think we're the world police. We are Team America. Fuck yeah! That's where we actually come from. Doesn't matter how much destruction and pain we cause to the other side of the world, as long as it's in the name of freedom, then it's all fine. Even
Freedom isn't free.
though, exactly.
Freedom comes at a cost.
Warning. And I don't know. I don't know how much bombing the Middle East affects the freedom of the fucking United States.
It doesn't enhance their political power for how much oil they control. It's all shite. But then you said, like, you know, in fact,
Is Fee still alive?
she
Yeah.
just died halfway through.
They're
a
also-
Janice says the Scottish are ass kickers, so I hear.
We are,
Well,
yes.
kissers sometimes too. We're the type of folks that'll put on a dress, take a bite out of our haggis, and fuck you up by the morning.
Yeah, but we're
Nah.
also the same type of people that will shit themselves at the idea of their own independence. So we can't kick that much arse, can we?
Correct.
We shat ourselves at picking our own independence through democracy, not through war. They said, "Do you want to be independent?" And then fucking 55% of people that support a certain football team said no, and that was it. That was it. That was the end of our chance of getting away for the fucking cesspit that is Westminster.
Oh, Janice, you've started them, man. You've put 50p in them. Hey, the way I look at it, right? I don't know if I've got a dim view, but I'm like, here. We're only here for a wee while, man. Fucking have fun. Let a balloon go. See how it goes. You're going to be dead.
I'll go letting balloons go.
And by the way, nobody will give a fuck like 3 weeks after you're dead. That's it.
I would happily let a balloon go if it didn't cost a fucking tenner thanks to inflation. £10
Inflation, balloon.
Uh,
Yes, man.
£10 for a balloon at the gallery. £10 for a
Do
bit of
not
foil
go
with some
letting-
helium in it.
Foil balloons go. I've got to pick that shite up when it ends up in the forest. No.
I actually, my
Stop
kids
it.
went to the we went to the circus recently, and we bought these balloons that look like rabbits, right? And Rosie, my youngest wee fucker, kept whacking it off my face, right? I don't think she meant it, but it's because she was holding it. Kept whacking off my face, right? Like, fuck's sake! And then it just spontaneously popped, and I went. And she's like, my balloon. I'm like, shit.
What's funny is you think, I don't think she was meaning it. It was just happening. Meanwhile, she's sitting there going,
I don't know. Ross says, I agree, J Mac. I agree. He's like,
Alright,
what was I
cool.
saying? I'll be on the Independence.
Aye,
Yeah,
that'll be it.
mental.
Shat ourselves at an opportunity.
But
Fucking unreal.
back to the
unreal.
whole thing.
At Dollar Tree. Oh, see, even just saying that makes me like, wow, that's quite cool.
For a
Dollar-
helium balloon, man, that's
What's
good.
Dollar Tree? That's like in the films.
Dollar
Tree.
Tree
That's
is
where the-
like Poundland.
It's like a
but
pound shop. Aye, it's a pound shop.
Genies. It's 125 here at Dollar Tree, pound shop. Of course, it's 125.
Aye, 125 at Dollar Tree. It should be $1.25 tree. Why don't they
Aye.
change the fucking
I
name?
don't know. We've got Poundland, but Poundland sell more things that are worth a pound.
I know.
I've spent £5 at Poundland.
On
Somehow.
one hang. I remember
Easy.
I remember when a shop that was called Poundland was everything that was a pound. Absolutely everything was a pound.
Yep.
Yep.
Gone are them days.
You ever seen that video with it's a TikTok and it's a guy outside a fabric shop and it said all fabrics £3. All fabrics £3. It's fucking everywhere. All fabrics £3. And he walks in and goes, "Excuse me, how much is your fabric?" I love that shit.
Tenner.
Like,
I'll pose a
£3.
question then. How long do you think?
25,
we
that's
have-
VAT.
How long do you think we have until something properly groundbreaking happens?
I give it
Be
a
it-
year.
10
Nobody's
years.
scared of COVID anymore. No one's scared of
Ten-
COVID anymore. I give it 1-2 years. Nobody's scared of COVID anymore.
10 years. By the time I'm 48, I'm going to have an alien lodger. I'm convinced. I'm
40.
going to have an alien lodger. It'll be some guy that the other aliens fell out with, so he has to get a house with the fucking humans. And I'll be like, come on in, mate.
Are they not
Well,
just called
well,
immigrants? Are they not just called immigrants?
Got 2 years, 10 years. Fee, what's your perspective?
I think 10 as well. But ask Tom DeLonge. We should get him on the show.
Mate,
Tom DeLonge.
he was quite arsey on Joe Rogan about
Was
it.
it? But it's okay.
Ah,
You can be
I
arsy
watched
to me.
that.
I don't care.
Joe Rogan totally poo-pooed.
Oh, really?
Unacknowledged, by the way. Totally poo-pooed that whole documentary.
Mm.
Ah.
Which made me lose a bit of respect for him because I always thought he was the guy who would talk to anybody and give
Yeah,
anybody
he used
time.
to be. He used
But
to be.
then
Mm.
I think he's a bit of a shill now, which is unfortunate.
Must be.
Yeah, I've not listened to him since he went to Spotify.
I mean, I didn't. I was never a big. Oh my god, it's Joe Rogan. Sometimes
It wasn't really him. It wasn't really him that was the appeal. It was
guests.
some of the people he had on.
Which is the same for anything.
Yeah.
You know.
As much as it pains me to say it now, do you know, ironically enough, who is very good to listen to about a lot of things, and the guy as an entity fucking annoys me. But
Piers Morgan.
no, he can get the fuck.
He's fun.
No,
Russell
what's
Brand?
his name? Russell
Kevin.
Brand.
I've always
Got
loved
ya.
Russell Brand. I've
No, I
always
hate
loved Russell Brand.
Hated him for years.
Always.
Nah, couldn't stand him. But
Nah.
he's very intelligent, a good talker.
He's always been very intelligent. It's misconceived because he's
No, I just
comedian.
couldn't stand him. But
he was a mad shagger.
it's not even that. I don't even know what it was. I think he just bugged me. Whereas now, maybe it's a personal thing. I've developed more, and I'm happier to listen to people.
It's like every sentence that he comes out with, there's at least 4 different words you need to fucking look up. hey, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? And it's
That's
something
right.
simple like I went.
You enhance that a lot better by trying to say floor instead.
Did I say 4?
Yes.
Well, it's that time of the night, isn't it?
Aye. To be fair, I'm up quite soon for work.
Same.
Oh no.
What
Oh,
time are
no.
you up, Kieran?
But 6:10.
Fee?
Fee?
5. I went 5.
That's 10.
5.
Hi.
3, my lord. Book number 3.
What time are you up? 3.
Nice.
See that? It's clever, isn't it? 1.5.
Hi.
Like Kev just got it.
Like I say.
Ah.
Like I say. Well, lads, it's been class chatting about this, and as always, chatting about everything surrounding it. It's always a good banterific. And by the way, thanks for everybody that stayed with us all night because
I know.
the
been a
figures
long one.
here all stayed on with us, so that's been class.
Also,
Hopefully,
Fee, I love your shirt. It looks like a shirt version of a Transformer.
I had it on at work one day and they were like, "You look like Wolverine," and I almost cried because that's the best compliment I've ever had.
you look like Wolverine.
Have you seen the new photo? Have you seen the
But I'm
photo?
annoyed. I wanted that to be kept quiet.
I know that's the annoying thing about the internet. There's no surprises anymore.
I know.
How much would you love to have been watching Deadpool 3 and all of a sudden Wolverine shows up in that fucking outfit?
I know.
It'd be like when all the Peter Parkers showed up. All the
Oh, the
Americans
one-
cheered in the cinema. That's what I could never go to the cinema in America. People
Wait,
cheering
we done
like they're
that.
watching a
Mate, we done
fucking
that here.
sporting thing.
I went to see
Yeah,
it
they've
7
done that
times
here.
in the cinema,
That's-
and everyone
Oh.
stood up
7
and clapped.
times.
So we stood up and clapped and everything.
I'm going to stop going to the cinema if I'm
Beautiful
ever in
moment,
that
though.
presence.
Beautiful moment.
Yeah, but you can internalize a beautiful moment. You can
Nah.
be emotional
No,
inside.
When
nah.
Tobey
You
Maguire
don't
comes
need
back,
to- You don't need to jump out your
When
fucking
he
seat like you
walks
just-
in as Spider-Man and does this.
do you know
Motherfucker.
Do you know what I did when I seen
I'm
that? I went-
clapping now.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
did
motherfucker.
when that happened? This is what I did. I went like this. I went to my wife. I went,
I would have
Fuck off.
slapped you for
I
that
had to
terrible
fuck you
reaction.
up. I know.
that's all you need. You don't
Nah.
need to cheer like it's
Not for the
happening
king,
live.
J-Mac.
It's all
The
been
king is
filmed
back.
months ago.
Fee, right?
Yeah.
See when Andrew Garfield showed up first, you're like, I only got like this because I was like, that means Toby's coming. I was
coming,
like, fuck
he's coming,
Andrew
he's
Garfield,
coming.
that means Toby's coming.
But it was ruined. It was ruined by the internet though, because everybody knew it was going to happen. Yet they still cheered like fucking morons. Everybody knew it was going to
emotional.
happen.
It was
Eh?
emotional.
Aye, but I can be emotional. Watch this.
I think it's time
Quiet.
to end this call, Kevin.
I know. J-Mac's away somewhere else. He's
Yeah.
away somewhere else. He
I'm
doesn't get it.
exactly where I started. I just get
He doesn't
annoyed
get it.
when people do stupid stuff because they think it's trendy.
No, I don't think they thought it was trendy. I thought they were genuinely like, yes, man.
Oh
Big
yeah.
Tobes.
Aye, but you can shut the fuck up and yes, man.
Nah,
Nah.
You
nah,
can.
nah, you can't, man.
I'm going to
It's a-
shake my head until it's gone. Right.
He says I'm the old man.
End the show.
fucking
No.
Mhm.
When did
Austin
that ever
Buzz.
once say you're the old man? You
I'm
spent
sure he
this whole,
said it.
You've spent the last 5 years calling me the old man, and I've been like, yep, I'm the old man. Never once have I said, Kev, you're an old man.
Did he not say
So,
I'm going to be the guy busting Buzz earlier?
Aye, because you will. But that's not to do with being old. But it's the fact that you get overly aggressive in situations where most of us just go, okay, it's just a new year.
Did he not just get aggressive at
I
the
was
fact
just
that
about to say
people
that.
saying, wait, Tobey Maguire?
Just about to say it.
Look at his face. In fact, wait there, watch this. There you go. What's that about of saying? Look at how passive aggressive he is right now. Hey, look at this. That should be the thumbnail for this episode. Let's see how long he can stay like that. Well, on that note, by the way,
Yeah.
something really cool is happening soon, and it's
Dick Dynamite is back, and this time on home turf. Dick Dynamite returns to Scotland with an epic night of live music with ska legends. Bomb Scare. An epic night of movie mayhem, followed by an awesome night of skankadelic music guaranteed to get your cheer dancing. Taking place in one of the most badass venues in all of Scotland. The brilliant Bathgate Cinema on Saturday, the 19th of August. Never before has such a fusion of film and live music been brought to you like this ever before. See the movie everyone is talking about and boogie the night away with Bomb Scare, all in the same venue. Dick Dynamite.
hey, totally related to aliens, but that's on the 19th. Everyone should come along and have a fucking banger of a night.
Part
Yes. Oh, I was expecting J-Mac to still go like
two.
No. I'm out of character.
that. He's done with the method acting. Couple last. Ross says, haha. Janice says, I'm older than all of you. I still get emotional out loud. Well, hey, she's up for
Perfect.
Toby. I'm going to save that for my wallpaper for my PC. Haha. Class. Good, Janice. Well, it's been class to have all you here tonight, as always. Sticking around for 2.5 hours, man. That's brilliant. Thank you for
And 2.5
tuning in.
hours, spend 20 minutes talking about what we were supposed to.
Rubbish. Ross says thumbnail to the episode J-Mac. That was the haha. All right, sorry. Hey, by the way, J-Mac, did you watch that anime?
No.
Need to review it next. It runs out on the 18th, so you better quick and watch it for
What
the
day is it?
16th.
That's fine. I'll watch it tomorrow. That's fine.
Good, man, because it's quite funny.
Also, by the way,
We'll talk about it.
why did you steal a bit of your Last Action Hero for the Dick Dynamite thing?
I didn't. I never made any of that.
It's
I know. The thingy. The
aye. Just
dynamite.
use some dynamite. I'm assuming it's there.
Probably no J-Mac.
Fuck it.
Probably
But-
destroy it. Didn't he?
But
Good way. I noticed that day. Class. Aye. So Janice,
right, glad I
loved
brought that
all-
up.
It's related to aliens. Class, right? Well,
I
I
look
shall-
like Jamie Lee Curtis there.
she can go and shag herself.
Or one of the fucking talking was for Labyrinth.
That does look good. Yep.
That does look class. Well, being class as always, you guys at home should tell us what you think we should talk about that we've not spoke about before. Something that we're not aware of. I'm sure Marv Dogger or somebody like that was going to send it in and tell us all about it. He was like, I'll definitely email you. Didn't he fucking email me? Eh? I'll bump into you one of these days, Marv Dogger. Well, you're right. Guys, anything you'd like to say before we hit that fucking credit scene?
King Kong is overrated.
See you guys later. Peace out.
Thank you for listening to Paranormal Patter with Kev, J-Mac, Keiron, and Fee in association with Jibber Jabber Podcast. You can watch future episodes live on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can also catch up on our previous episodes on Audible, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other podcast database. Don't forget to check out our website at www.jibberjabberpodcast.com. Good night and sleep tight.